All right, looks like it looks like we're live. All right, let's do this. All right, so some of you probably don't know, which is fine. I was trying to stream on Twitch for a bit. Didn't go well. I never got many views. Maybe it's because I'm terrible at playing video games, but it also could be because Twitch is a difficult platform to break into. Not that I have like a massive following or anything on. Not that I have a massive following on YouTube or anything like that either, but I thought it might be more fun just to see if this got more traction on YouTube. So today we're going to play Star Trek The Game Show, which is an old Windows XP kind of CD ROM game. It stars John Delancey as Q, which I think is pretty cool because it actually has a lot of the like original actors. Well, he's the only original actor in it, I think, but it has footage from the shows, footage from the Star Trek shows, and a lot of interesting trivia questions. I'm going to see how well I do. I used to play this game all the time. This would have been probably 15, maybe even 20 years ago. I don't even know how old this game is. I don't know when it came out, but I used to play this game all the time. And I wasn't very good at it because I didn't know a ton about Deep Space Nine. I've since watched a lot more Deep Space Nine, so I'm hoping I'm able to kind of get a better feel for the Deep Space Nine trivia questions, because I really had no idea about those when I first was playing this game. Just a couple things before we get going. I'm trying out a new streaming setup today. I've got a new camera and some new lighting fixtures going on. So if you happen to catch this live, or if you happen to see it later, let me know what you think of the lights. Let me know if it works. And if you see me checking over this way, if you see this side of my face, that's just me checking on my streaming PC just to make sure that everything is going the way that it's supposed to go, that I'm not dropping any frames, and that I'm using my system to the best of its capabilities. So right, let's get started. Let's play Star Trek The Game Show. And this is pretty obscure though. I haven't really seen anybody like talk much about this or play this game before. There's probably a few videos that I didn't even bother to look before I came online today. I wanted to check it. I haven't streamed in a while. It's been a long time since I've streamed, so I wanted to get back into it tonight, and I want to test my new setup. So I thought, what better way to do it than with Star Trek The Game Show? So let's play. Let's watch the intro, see how it goes. I may adjust on the what you guys see as the main screen there, because I think it's only letterbox format. So I'll go see like I can do this. Let's adjust it.
Space, the final frontier. For centuries, the United Federation of Planets has explored the farthest reaches of the galaxy.
Oh, will you give it a rest? You know, he makes it sound like your quest for knowledge is significant. To you, maybe, but to me, sticking your starships into other species' business is merely a quaint exercise in frivolity. But you know what? That's what I love about your species. Your ability, your desire to dwell on all matters trivial is the best thing that ever happened to me. Besides me, of course. You see, as long as you people stay out of trouble, and I'm talking about real trouble, not your cute little twubble with twiddles, then I can dedicate some quality time to someone worthy of my undivided attention. And I can't spend all that time with myself if I have to constantly clean up after your quests for knowledge. Remember, I have the fun. You suffer the consequences. That brings me as to why you're here. I've devised a devious little diversion and modeled it after the all-time classic 20th century game show. That little doozy spread like a virus around your planet and ended up making Earth the laughingstock of the galaxy. But enough about me and my stellar inventiveness. Let's talk about you and your lack of it. On second thought, it's time for the announcer to do some work.
Right you are, Your Omnipotence. Okay, contestants, how many of you will be playing today? Type 1, 2, or 3.
Okay, very straightforward so far. I always thought that the Q character in this game was a bit more of a jerk than he usually is. Like I know that Q is like a huge jerk throughout the Star Trek series, but I always thought it was like more of a playful jerkiness, like he was really just trying to prove a point with his jerkiness. But this seems really, kind of over the top. So I'm gonna be.
Now click on the species you represent.
All right, which species? I'm gonna go. You know what? Human male.
Now
Pretty
type
basic.
in your name.
A human. How incredibly generic.
Good job. Your buzzer is the B key. To quit the game at any time, hit the escape key.
All right, so if anyone's watching the stream and if you know the answers to the questions, put them in the chat because a lot of times I'm not going to know the answer.
And now, live from the center of the galaxy, it's the only game show that proves we are not alone. Except for that guy with the ears in the third row. Welcome to Q's Trivia Trek. And now, your favorite host and mine. Please welcome Q!
All right,
Thank you. You're not kind enough, but it'll have to do. I'm thrilled to be here. Equally thrilled is my lovely partner. Now, as a matter of theory, she has powers equal to mine, but as a matter of fact, she has so much to learn before she can attain my level of, me. So, please, let's give a similar but tastefully less enthusiastic welcome to Q.
Nice try, Q. How typical of you to forget how typical you are.
Much better.
All right, that's enough. Q, you look ravishing as always.
Why, thank you, Q. It's nice to be back. As usual, it is such an honor to assist you. You will, of course, remind me to appreciate this opportunity.
Of course, my dear. Right after I remind the Continuum that your training is still not complete.
Please. My choice of uniform should prove that I've at least matched your lack of humility.
It's less a uniform than it is a cry for help. Enough chit-chat. Players, welcome to the Alpha Quadrant.
All right, a lot of
As you can see,
low-key
I've gone to
misogyny in the Q
considerable
Continuum.
lengths to provide an atmosphere that is, if not attractive, then at least familiar. Here we will ask you about famous and notable figures in Federation and Starfleet history. Now
Okay,
keep in
character
mind,
questions.
I have delved deeply into the lives of these people. Some of them even know me personally. So the questions not only deal with their official acts as Starfleet officers, but items from their personal logs as well.
God, they're really taking a while to explain this. It's just questions about characters. We get it. Let's go.
Making good use of my omnipotent powers, I will spin this wheel. After it stops on a category, a question will be read and displayed. Be the first to buzz your buzzer, then type in the letter corresponding to the answer you believe is correct. Here we go.
Wow. Okay. I didn't realize. I think I'm just playing by myself. I didn't
The
realize there were.
category is medical.
I thought there'd be
for
AI
400
players.
points.
When Spock begins to go through the stress of Pon farr, Nurse Chapel prepares a traditional Vulcan dish for him. What is the name of the dish?
I had no idea.
A. Macha vana. B. Tenepabo salad. C.
All right. I'm gonna guess. E.
I know. It's C.
You don't get out much, do you?
Well, I buzzed in.
The answer is
C.
Oh, I guess I
Foamy
don't have to
soup.
buzz in because I'm the only player. Got it. Okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Category is
So I got that one
medical
wrong.
for 200 points.
Leonard McCoy usually has something to say about almost anything. Which of the following statements has Dr. McCoy not said? A. I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer. B. I'm a
I think
doctor,
it's D.
not an
Not a
engineer.
mechanic.
C. I'm a doctor, not a soldier.
Nope, I was wrong.
Maybe you should try sports.
The answer is C. I'm a doctor, not a soldier.
I haven't watched a ton of the original series, so I
The
probably don't know a
category is
lot about that.
captain.
So
For 500 points,
Dr. McCoy gives Kirk a pair of spectacles for his birthday because Kirk is allergic to the usual treatment for nearsightedness. What is the usual treatment for this condition in the 23rd
I haven't
century?
watched a ton of the movies
A.
either.
Visilac Piquet.
I don't know.
B. Ritalin. C.
Well, I know they use
Cordrazine.
hydronolin
D.
for radiation.
Rednax 5. E. Hyronolin.
I'm gonna go with B.
I've
No,
seen
got it wrong.
Klingons who could grunt more intelligent answers.
The answer is D.
Retinax.
5.
Right. Okay. Well, you know. All right.
The
Come on, give me a
category is
TNG
captain.
question already.
For 500 points,
One of Benjamin Sisko's old friends is assigned as the Starfleet attaché to the Federation colonies in the demilitarized zone. He turns out to be a Maquis leader. What is this officer's name? A. Mike Smith. B. Cal Hudson. C. Sam Larron.
I think it's Cal Hudson, but I'm not sure.
Hallelujah.
Hey, I got it.
The answer is indeed...
Yeah, I didn't...
B. Cal
when I
Hudson.
said I was catching up on Deep Space Nine, I mean like Dominion War era Deep Space Nine, not like boring first two seasons of Deep Space
A
Nine.
red alert question. This is a little game I like to call Memories in Motion. Watch the clip on the view screen. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Oh, look how low res the clips were back then. Oh man, this would have been mind blowing. It's from Tin Man. I know it's from Tin Man.
Our mission is to save Tin Man.
This would have been
Player
mind blowing
one, this
at the
question
time.
is for you. For 500 points,
What did Tam L. Brun want Data to do to them? A. Kill them.
Make them
Hallelujah.
understand.
the answer is indeed
Tin Man's one of those
B.
episodes.
Make them
I
understand.
don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I always found Beta Z episodes to be really boring.
The category is
It's just
engineering.
me.
For 600 points.
Geordie LaForge's mother, Silva LaForge, was a Starfleet captain at the time of her death. Which ship did she command?
Okay, this is.
A. USS Threshold.
I think it's the Hera.
B. USS Adelphi.
I gotta buzz in. Yes,
Let's hear it
from
for
that
Blind
episode where Geordie does the VR
answer is
thing through his
indeed
visor to control that little probe
B,
device. I forget what the
USS
episode's
Hera.
called. If you know what the episode's called, I don't remember.
the category is Helm Sciences. For 300 points,
Leela, Tobin, Torias, Curzon, Jadzia. All have been hosts to the Dax symbiont. But one host, a murderer named Joran, was repressed from the later host's memories. Name his profession. A.
Okay, again,
B.
Deep Space
Doctor.
Nine, pre-Dominion
C.
War. Don't know a
Spy.
ton.
D.
I'm gonna go with musician.
I'm nearly impressed.
Nice. Sometimes the
answer
blind
is
guess pays off,
indeed
Kim. Yeah, sometimes
E.
it pays off.
Musician.
Sweet. All right, this is going great. This is going a lot better than I thought it was
category
gonna
is
go.
Miscellany. For 200
Especially since I got the first three questions
On
wrong.
the planet Agilum Prime,
Oh, Jake Sisko.
Sisko experiences the horrors of war firsthand as he helps Dr. Bashir treat wounded colonists. Who is attacking these colonists?
That's gonna be the Jem'Hadar,
A.
right?
The Romulans. B.
Oh,
the
it's either the
Cardassians.
Jem'Hadar or the Breen. Oh, maybe it's the
C,
Klingons.
the
Crap,
Klingons.
this is a hard question. I'm gonna go with
D.
the Jem'Hadar.
The Jem'Hadar.
Oh, it's gonna be
You
the
give
Klingons, isn't it?
sentience a bad name.
The
That was gonna be my
answer
second guess. Klingons was gonna be
C.
my second
The
guess.
Klingons.
Okay, I'll remember for next time when that comes up next time. I
Results from
remember.
Alpha Quadrant seem a bit lopsided.
I thought I did pretty well.
I may have to redistribute some gray matter.
Oh, but what are you going to do about the contestants?
Charming, isn't she? Let's move into the Beta Quadrant, shall we?
Okay, not as good a showing as I would have hoped. But I'm gonna do better in the Beta Quadrant. I think there's more TNG
Welcome
questions
to the Beta Quadrant.
in the Beta
Creepy, isn't
Quadrant.
it? You see, the universe, my universe, isn't just pretty star fields and picturesque nebulae. There's nastiness to the left of you and brutality to the right of you. You could say I have a knack for chaos.
Yeah, a knack. And you have such a dark side. It is so intimidating. Whatever will you inflict on the universe next?
Hugh, as I've said, you can leave when I say so. And speaking of me, there are plenty of other warm, wonderful, cuddly encounters in the universe. Let's see what's out there.
Exploiting to the fullest my extra dimensionality, I will push these buttons one by one. Each button reveals a clue and makes the picture in the static field view screen a little clearer. Based on the clues, the view screen, and the category shown above, your job is to identify the encounter. When you know the answer, hit your buzzer, type in the name, and hit enter.
All right.
She means if you know the answer. And when you get it wrong, my dear Q will push the next button, and I will kindly grant another clue for the same encounter.
All right. Let's go.
Kinder, gentler Q. Somebody pinch me. If your answer is correct, then you get the points displayed.
Enough hand-holding already. Let's go.
It's so obviously done
is
in such a
alien individual.
1990 CD-ROM
Clue
way.
number 1.
Okay, clue
He's
number
from
one.
Tau Alpha C.
The Traveler.
Player 1. Let's see what you're made of.
Oh, I better spell it right. I don't even know know if
Are
that's
they
the right way to
peeking at
spell
the
it,
answers?
but I'm going to get the points anyway. I
The
think it's with
answer
one
is
L, but
indeed
whatever.
The Traveler.
I'm in a rush.
The category is
That's good.
person.
Got the full 1,000 points.
Clue number 1. He served on the bridge of the Enterprise E.
Okay, they wouldn't ask if
player
it
one.
wasn't
I'm waiting.
Lieutenant Hawk. Nice.
Too easy on them.
Because everyone else would just be really
The
obvious.
answer
Lieutenant
is
Hawk was from First
indeed
Contact,
Hawk.
and he gets
The
assimilated.
category is
So sad ending for Lieutenant Hawk.
hardware.
Clue number 1. It once met a probe named Tanru.
Oh, this is that stupid thing from that episode, that TOS episode that I have no idea what it's called anymore. It's the title.
Clue number 2.
I think it's
It wiped out Uhura's mind.
it's the
too.
title of the episode,
Maybe
but I
they're
can't.
waiting for some candy or something.
I can't for the life of me think of it. Come on, say it in the chat if you know it.
Clue number 3. Its goal, sterilize.
I'm gonna. It's so obvious. This is such a classic TOS
Clue
villain.
number 4. It attacked Enterprise.
Q, babe, doesn't omnipotence include the ability to pick decent contestants?
They take the piss a lot, these two, about the contestants. They're not very nice.
Clue number 5. Till shown it was imperfect too.
Yeah, I just forget what this thing is called. I don't know what it's called.
Hey, Q! It's Nomad!
Please,
Nomad.
don't shout out the
I think that's
answers.
even
You
the
might
title of
wake
the
up
episode, too.
contestants. The answer is indeed
Nomad.
Right, also because I'm
The
not
category is
as up on the
alien
TOS
species.
as I should be.
Clue number 1. Ships entering their space generally don't return.
I mean, that could be any adversarial species. Could be Borg, could be...
Clue number 2. One may or may not have been on board Voyager.
Oh, Darwin wept.
I'm gonna say,
Player one. Type away.
is it species 8472?
Nope.
Clue
No.
number 3. Kess managed to
Oh,
block their
Kess.
efforts.
Ugh. Okay, one thing I think we can all agree on in Voyager episodes that we all tuned out when it was
Clue
a
number
Kess
4.
episode.
They use psionic energy fields.
Did somebody set the questions on stun?
I think this came out right at the beginning of Voyager, so it really only has the first couple seasons of Voyager, which
Clue
again
number 5.
were the worst.
They made the Voyager crew hallucinate, each seeing something different.
Were the worst Voyager seasons. So I'm not gonna feel bad that I didn't get this one.
A few dilithium crystals short of a warp core, isn't he?
The answer is
What's it called?
indeed the Bothans.
The Bothans.
The category is
Bothans? I don't know.
alien individual.
Doesn't sound familiar to me.
Clue number 1. He really, really wanted Spock to beam down.
Oh, another TOS one. I just don't know with the TOS. If it's not about...
Clue number 2. He didn't want to steal Kirk's body, just borrow it for a while.
Why don't you demo the buzzers for them?
Clue number 3. His people helped colonize the galaxy 600,000 years ago.
I honestly do not know the... I thought I would be doing a lot better than this. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I would
Clue
be doing
number
better.
4. His wife's name was Thalassa, and he accepted oblivion with her.
Synapses. We hardly knew you.
Clue number 5. When Kirk found him, he and his people were just globes of energy.
Oh! Sargon!
Of all the game shows in all the galaxies, you had to come into mind.
The answer is
That's definitely-
indeed Sargon.
Right,
The
so this is
category
definitely one of
is
the ones that I did
thing.
not... I have absolutely
Clue
no
number
idea.
1. There are 9 of them in total.
It's a thing? There's only 9 of them.
Clue number 2. Most of them were found in the Denarias belt.
Are they like those... What are those? Like
Player one. Oh, this ought to be good.
the orbs? Those like Bajoran orbs?
Will miracles
Nice.
never
Nice. All right, good. Good. I got
The
that.
answer is
Those
indeed-
the Bajoran orbs, right? Yeah,
The
for sure.
orbs.
Yeah.
Dear, oh dear. We seem to have a bit of a mismatch. Oh well, it was a noble experiment,
Well.
pitting the sentient against the non-sentient. Still, I had higher hopes.
I have a high hope, Q.
If it's about moving on to the next quadrant, well, lucky you. Let's move into the Gamma Quadrant, shall we?
I always like again, I did not think it would be going this poorly. I forgot how many TOS questions there were and how many early Voyager questions there were.
Ah, isn't the Gamma Quadrant pleasant?
I'm going to
What
play
a
another game, see if I can beat my
contrast
score
to that scary,
after this.
foreboding place we just left. Am I right? Nothing bad ever happens here. No sirree. And if you believe that, I have a nice bridge to sell you.
How's the
Bridge.
stream look, by the way? Let
I
me
get
know in
it.
the chat.
Yes, well, not often enough. Oh, the bridge. The command center, where most of the tough decisions are made. Bluffs, face-offs, duels, sacrifices, you name it. A mission without trouble is like a day without me. Dreadfully unexciting.
I'm willing to test that comparison right now.
Right now. Oh, yes, right now. That's the key to every command decision. He or she who hesitates is lost, or in my universe, vaporized. Oh, sure, I've tested many a captain many times over, but lucky you, now it's your turn. So, let's have some fun,
Yes,
shall we?
let's get on with it.
Demonstrating my grasp of repetitive motion skills, I will pull this lever. When a category is selected, a question will be assigned to a player. If you are that player, you'll have several choices. You can answer it correctly and add the points to your score. You can answer it incorrectly and watch the points get subtracted from your score. Or you
Ooh,
can
okay,
forfeit
let's
the
see if I
question
can-
to your opponents
I'm gonna see if I
you
can-
have any and lose nothing.
Net plus this.
Except your
4,700
self-respect.
right now.
If one of your
Let's try
opponents
to get
chooses
more
to
than
answer the
4,700.
question you wimped out on, the risk is transferred to them. If they answer correctly, they add the points
Oh my
displayed.
God, there's so many
But if
rules.
they answer
Jesus Christ,
incorrectly,
get on
they
with it.
lose double the amount displayed. So
I don't.
no
there
one
are
get
no
too
other
anxious or
opponents, so
cocky.
let's go.
Any
Come on.
halfway intelligent captain would tell you the same.
To forfeit a question, let the timer run out. Just remember you don't get a replacement question.
All right.
In a 3-player game,
Jesus.
each contestant gets 2 questions. In a 2-player game, each contestant gets 3 questions.
Can we move on?
In a 1
Oh, great. We can move on. Okay, good to know. I'll keep that in mind for next time.
For
Ooh,
500
TNG
points,
question. Okay, I'm going to get this.
Data briefly commands a starship during the Klingon Civil War, helping to put up a tachyon net, which the Romulans try to get through. What does Data use
He
to
uses
reveal the cloaked Romulan
low-yield
vessel?
photon torpedoes.
A. Phaser beams.
C.
B.
That was an easy one.
Yes.
The answer
TNG.
is
I'll get every
indeed
TNG question.
C.
If I don't get a
Level
TNG
6
question, I'll be
photon
very disappointed in
torpedoes.
myself. It's the other ones that I'm a little bit iffy on.
for 700 points,
On Earth in the year 1930, Kirk must allow Edith Keeler to die. If he does not, what will she do that alters history?
I
A.
remember this, that
She will
the,
prevent
something about
Franklin
the V2
Roosevelt
rockets.
from being elected. B. She will give important information to the Germans during World
Yeah,
War
I think
II.
it's C.
If you had another neuron,
Oh,
you'd have a synapse.
it. Oh,
The answer is
okay. Well,
D. She will convince Roosevelt to delay
that's one of those
involving the
episodes
United
that
States in
that I
World
have
War
actually
II.
watched, but I don't remember anything from it because I haven't. If it was the gangster episode, like the
400
Chicago
points.
gangster episode, I'd be on that.
To save the Enterprise from destruction by a First Federation vessel, Captain Kirk uses a strategy from an Earth game. What is the name of this game? A. Chess.
I mean,
B.
I want to say
Poker.
chess, but I'm feeling like it's more
C.
like poker, so I'm going to go
Roulette.
with poker B.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
The answer is indeed...
Again, no
B.
idea. That was a blind
Poker.
guess.
for 500 points,
Dukat plans to kill his half-Bajoran daughter Zial to hide his indiscretion.
Well, I'm sure
How
Kira
does
is very
Kira
upset
react
about it.
to this? A. She threatens to expose his indiscretion herself. B. She offers to
I'm gonna
take
say
Zial
she's
to
gonna
Deep
kill
Space
Dukat.
Nine with
Let's hear it for
That's
blind
Major Kira
luck.
for you. Sometimes you don't
The
really
answer
need to know; you
is
just need to know the
indeed
characters.
C.
That
She
sounds.
threatens
That
to
just
kill
seems
Dukat.
like something Kira would do.
for 400 points,
Oh crap!
Sybok helps to ease what he thinks are the pains of McCoy and Spock. For McCoy, his pain is the death of his father. For Spock, it is his half-human side. What is Kirk's personal pain?
No idea.
A. The death of his brother. B. The destruction of the original
All right,
Enterprise.
sure. Let's go with D.
C.
He never
the loss
discovers
of his
what
one true
Sybok's.
love. D. Sybok never discovers what Kirk's personal pain is.
I'm nearly impressed.
Nice. Okay, good.
The answer
good.
is indeed.
I'm just some blind guesses
B.
are paying off
Cybok
tonight.
never discovers what
Great.
Kirk's personal pain is.
For 400 points,
Voyager discovers
Oh,
a
it's called Dreadnought.
Cardassian-designed
I remember
missile
that
bound for
from
the
that
planet
episode
Rakosa.
titled
What is the
Dreadnought.
name of the former Maquis Voyager crew member who originally programmed it to
Well,
attack
it's Balana
Cardassians?
Torres, obviously.
A. Seska.
Are they peeking at the answers?
That's what
The
the whole
answer
episode was about. If you've ever seen this
indeed
episode once, you'd know what
B.
the answer is. That was an easy
Taurus.
question. That's an easy question. Like they lobbed me a softball. Well, I came out of it with more points.
I
So
don't
I'm
want to
happy
mention
about
any
that. That was a
names,
good
but I
round.
think someone is suffering from a case of point envy.
Takes inadequacy to recognize it in others, I suppose.
Indeed. So when are you going to recognize that my omnipotence makes it difficult to relate to your level of mediocrity? Delta Quadrant is waiting. Let's go.
Okay, this one's the hardest one if I remember correctly. Sometimes they make it. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna let them explain the rules, but sometimes it was like really
Welcome to
obscure
the
stuff.
Delta Quadrant. Don't worry. I probably won't leave you stranded, but if I do, no hard feelings. I mean, how could I blame you for your inability to pay attention?
Heaven forbid they take their eyes off you for 1 second.
She's so cute when she gets tired. Now listen carefully. I've created a special challenge based on each of the 5 Starfleet eras that you saw in the beginning.
Yikes.
But you only get one of those challenges per game. Hey, if you're curious about the others, you'll have to keep playing until you experience all of them. And yes, I'll be your host each and every time.
Anything to be the center of attention over and over and over.
Over? Oh, I don't need her anymore. I know. I'm a pig. Deep Space Nine. That wonderful little wagon
Okay,
wheel
been
that
through the
ignorantly
wormhole,
believes
not
it's
been
guarding
through
the
the wormhole. I
galaxy
have
from
no
what's
idea
behind the wormhole.
if this is the case.
What
true
is behind the
and false.
wormhole,
Okay.
you ask? Well, that's for
Let's
me
see
to
if we,
know
how
and
many
you to
points we
figure
can get
out.
here.
I'll show you aliens, ships, and other goodies. You hit your buzzer and then type T for true, been through the wormhole, or F for false, definitely not been through the wormhole.
It's a fun game.
For 1,000 points.
That is the Defiant, and that has been through the wormhole.
You are correct.
I gotta remember to buzz in
For
first.
1,000 points.
That looks like some weird, crazy thing from the Delta Quadrant.
Time's up. Right answer.
Nice. Okay. Got it.
For
I got it right then.
1,000 points.
That is Hugh. He has not been through
A
the wormhole.
correct answer.
Nice.
For 1,000 points.
That is Seska, and I don't think she has been through the
You are
wormhole.
right.
Nice. Okay, I really pulled
Well,
that
at
out
least
of the end there.
someone's
That
been
was,
studying the
like,
history banks. Still
was
not
good.
quite up to the
Feel good about
standards of
that.
the continuum, but keep it up.
Congratulations, Player 1. You have a high score.
All right, so that was my first game. I did not do as well at that game as I hoped I would, and I think I'll tell you what why that is. Okay, I'm gonna just say it was because there was a lot of TOS and movie questions that I didn't know the answer to. My specialty is definitely you give me a TNG question, I will get that. You give me a DS9 question, like in the kind of the Dominion War era, I would probably get that. Voyager, I'm a little less sure of. And if it's a Star Trek 4 or Star Trek 6 movie question, I would definitely probably get that as well. So I think the key is going to be to make sure that I get more TNG questions. So John Delancey is Q. Karen Cornwall, Mr. Know-It-All, is that guy that rings in, and then the announcer is Doug Stone. Very interesting. Okay, so a couple things I also want to wonder about this. So there's some times when the writing, the script writing and the banter between the two of them, it's not good, you know, like it's not well done. I wonder, I don't know if like the Q character is faithfully portrayed in this CD ROM game. But it is an interesting kind of like new media, would have been a new media venture, like in this when this came out. Now, if I remember correctly, I got this game probably, I'm going to say around 1997, 1998, which means it was probably, I think, released probably 96, 97, 98, sometime around then, late 90s. And the CD ROM universe was so new back then. I don't really think anybody knew what, if anything, to do with a CD ROM. They obviously had this game show concept, and I think it's a good concept, but it's just interesting to see how not like who did they get to write it? It doesn't, I don't know if it says in the credits. I haven't really been paying attention to the credits. It's mostly just producers and designers and stuff like that. But the writing, I think, is interesting, because there are moments in the Q, the Q dialogue where he does sound like our old friend Q from TNG and from all that, all the other instances that Q has appeared in the Star Trek universe. But there are some instances where he's just outright mean, and I don't really ever think Q was mean for mean's sake. There was always a lesson behind it, but in this it just seems like he's just very mean for the sake of being mean. So those are my thoughts after the first game I've played of this probably in 15 years. Here's another interesting thing about that. I'm just going back to my old school CD case here. There is a disc 2. I have disc 1 in the CD-ROM right now. This is disc 2. And I don't know, I don't think I've ever used disc 2 for any purpose. This says a CD-ROM Win/Mac, so I think it was maybe this is the Mac data package and the PC data packages on CD on the first CD. I don't know. I only ever played this on PC. Right now, actually, very ironically, I am running it on a 2010 iMac with the VirtualBox loaded and Windows XP as a virtual machine, and I think it's going good. I mean, I have no complaints about the performance. I mean, I hope a 1990s CD ROM. Does it say the check? See if it says the copyright date. I'm gonna switch. that First Contact would be out by the time the CD-ROM hit the shelves. All right, well, those are my super interesting musings on it. Let's get to it now and play a new game. I'm gonna see if I can beat my other score. I'm gonna play a couple times and see if I can win. Not win. See what my highest score can be. This time I'm gonna be a Cardassian. Just one player again.
Click on the species you represent. Now, type in your name.
I'm going to be Proclaim 2 this time and see if we can get Proclaim 2 to beat Proclaim TOS.
I already know your strategy, Cardassian. Overthrow the host, steal the questions, and enslave the audience. Not very sporting.
Good job. Your buzzer is the B key.
I do think that is a solid burn
to quit the game at any
on
time,
Cardassians, though. That was like number one. That was a great burn on Cardassians.
And now, live from the center of the galaxy, it's the only game show where you don't bet your life, but end up re-evaluating it. Welcome to Q's Trivia Trek. And now, your favorite host and mine. Please welcome.
All right, I'm not going to make us sit through the whole Q thing again.
Thank you. You're
but I do want to. Okay, we'll ruminate on a few things after the show.
Miscellany for 400 points.
Cadet Nog accompanies Chief O'Brien, Garrick, and an engineering team to an abandoned Cardassian space station to pick up spare parts for DS9.
This is a good episode. I remember watching it. I'm going to see if I can remember.
What is the name of this Cardassian station?
Tarek something.
A. Balar Rem.
No, Empok Nor. It's C.
B.
We're going too easy.
It's one of those ones that when you see it, you remember it, right? Yeah, Empok Nor. Not Tarek Nor. Empok Nor.
Empok Nor.
Tarek Nor, of course, the original name of Deep Space Nine, and when
The
it was a
category
Cardassian
is
station.
miscellany for 300 points.
An Alarian warlord dies in the Voyager's sickbay, but not before transferring his consciousness into Kessa's body.
God.
What is the name of this evil warlord? A. Rutgar.
Can we all just agree that
B.
Kess
Nathus.
episodes are the fucking
C.
worst?
Belnarium.
All right, I'm just gonna
D.
guess. I'm gonna use my junior high exam strategy.
Hello,
Oh,
it's E.
If I need your help, I'll die first.
okay.
The answer
So I guess you only have like 2 seconds to
B.
pick your answer
Kieran.
after you buzz in. So I'll remember that for next time.
The category is engineering for 200 points.
On the K-7 space station, Scotty starts a barroom brawl after a number of insults from a Klingon. According to Scotty, which insult pushed him over the edge to make him throw the first punch?
It was
A.
he called the Enterprise
Kirk
a garbage
Danubian
scout,
slime
right?
devil.
Yeah, it's D. That's an easy one. Okay, so another one of the episodes, the only
The answer
DS9
is indeed
episodes that I
B.
really
He
am
called the
familiar with,
Enterprise a
because I had it on a
garbage scow.
DVD compilation before streaming,
The
was that
category
episode,
is
and so I've
captain
watched it 100
for
times.
400 points.
Jim Kirk's brother, George Samuel Kirk, was a research biologist. He wanted to be transferred to Earth Colony 2, but instead he and his family went to which planet? A. Delta Vega.
No idea.
B.
I'm gonna go with Cestus
Mars.
3. Nope, wrong. I have no
He's
idea.
brain
I have
dead, Jim.
no idea.
The answer is D. Deneva.
Okay, well, maybe that'll come
The
up again.
category is captain.
I doubt it.
For 300 points.
Jean-Luc Picard chose to explore space. His elder
Oh, it's
brother remained
Rene.
on Earth to tend the
His name
Picard
is
family
Rene
vineyard in
Picard.
Laber, France. What was the name
And it's
of
Labar
Jean-Luc
France,
Picard's
John
older
Delancey,
brother?
not Laber France.
A. Robert.
Robert. Robert Picard.
The answer is indeed...
That's fresh in my
A.
mind again because
Robert.
of watching Picard season 2.
The
A
category
lot of it
is
takes place at the vineyard,
first
and you
officer
can't help but
for
think of that
400
episode.
Points.
Riker becomes the first Starfleet officer to serve aboard a Klingon ship.
Okay, this one
and
I'm gonna have to
participates
see,
in
but
the
I'll remember it.
officer
I think I
exchange
want to say
program.
like
What is the name of the
Okay, I'm
Klingon
gonna
ship
know
to
it when I
which he
see
is
it.
transferred? A. The Pach.
it's the Bortus.
B.
Is it? No. Oh, it's
I should
A.
just give you a coloring book and
Oh,
crayons
embarrassing.
and send you off
Embarrassing.
to a quiet corner somewhere.
Embarrassing.
The
I said I would
answer
get
is
every single TNG question, and I didn't get this one. Embarrassing. The
The
Bortus.
category
Why
is
do I think it's
medical
that? I don't
for
know.
600 points.
A non-corporeal
Oh,
life
God, a
form
Deep Space.
impregnates Deanna
Or a-
Troi
a
to learn
Betazoid
more about
episode.
human life. When the child is born, Deanna names it after her late human father. What is the name she gives
it's
the child?
it's some basic
A.
name.
Alexander Douglas Troy. B.
It's Ian. I think it's Ian Andrew Troy.
Hallelujah.
Okay, I got that one. I tend to skip the
answer
Troy
is
episodes. I don't know if you guys
indeed
are the same, but I tend to skip
D.
the Troy episodes when I'm
Ian
I'm
Andrew
watching.
Troy.
I find the Troy
Results from
episodes
Alpha Quadrant
just
seem a bit
so
lopsided.
boring.
I may
Menage a
have to
Troy being
redistribute
an
some
exception,
gray
but the
matter.
rest of them.
Oh, but what are you
God
going to do
awful.
about the contestants?
I wanted to hear your comment. I would turn you into me. Let's move into the Beta Quadrant, shall we?
And this one I did really badly at last game, and I'm really low on points, so I really gotta
Welcome to
catch
the
up.
Beta Quadrant. Creepy, isn't it? You see, the universe, my universe, isn't just pretty star fields and picturesque nebulae. There's nastiness to the left of you and brutality to the right of you. You could say I have a knack for chaos.
Yeah, a knack. And you have such a dark side. It is so intimidating. Whatever will you inflict on the universe next?
Hugh, as I've said, you can leave when I say so. And speaking of me, there are plenty of other warm, wonderful, cuddly encounters in the universe. Let's see what's out there.
Exploiting to the fullest my extra dimensionality.
All right, so she's gonna just explain the rules, which we went through last game. This is a tough one because a tough game to stream because they don't really give you any room to breathe, and I can't really talk over the action because then you as the viewer misses the question, and can't make fun of me when I get it wrong when it's so obvious to you, and when I fuck it up, you know. So I want you to hear everything, so it's difficult for me to talk over it, which is why I'm kind of saving my comments overall till the end, and I just want to get through the game and see if I can beat my
Gentler
previous
cue.
score.
Somebody pinch me. If your answer is correct, then you get the points displayed.
Enough hand-holding already. Let's go.
The category is alien species.
Clue number 1. They clap.
Oh, Bajorans.
backhanded.
Player 1.
This is where I get to type and you get to watch how bad my spelling is.
Let's hear it for blind luck.
Nice.
The answer is indeed.
I used to be a newspaper editor, so but I'm not a
The
touch
category
typist, so I
is
do know how to spell. I just don't
alien
always do it
individual.
right
Clue
on the
number
keyboard.
1. Chakotay once described him as a typical betazoid.
Oh no.
Clue number 2. He named a flower after
It's that
Tuvok.
weird dude from
Synapses.
Voyager.
We hardly knew ya.
I don't know. If they gave me his name, I might be able to guess it, but I can't remember it.
Clue number
He
3.
like became a
He
killer,
was
right?
killed by the Kazon while helping retake
Or
Voyager.
he was in prison or something on Voyager. He did something really bad, but then redeemed himself before
Clue
being
number
killed.
4. Tuvok wanted him executed,
Right,
but
yeah.
Janeway disagreed.
Oh, Q. Look at them, psyching each other out. Isn't it cute?
Clue number 5.
I don't know.
He killed a crewman, and Tuvok melded with him to find out why.
I know. I don't remember. I don't remember his name.
Oh, I know. Suitor.
A shuttlecraft left
Right,
about 5
Suitor.
minutes ago. Could you
Suitor.
don't try to catch it?
That's his name.
The answer is indeed Suitor.
Okay.
The category is
All right, this time.
alien individual.
Alien individual.
Clue
All right.
number 1. His appointment as
Oh,
science officer
Christ.
was on Kirk's recommendation.
All right. I don't know.
Player 1. What's your
I'm
answer?
gambling.
Nope.
Nope.
Clue number 2. He was puzzled to report to Kirk.
I don't know about you, Q, but I love watching de-evolution in progress.
Clue number 3. His death wasn't Rand's fault.
Did I spell it wrong? That's starting to look like Spock. I don't really know.
Clue number 4.
Oh, okay.
Not surprisingly, his family could be reached through the Vulcan embassy.
I don't know what the answer
Know
is.
any good contestant
I have no
jokes?
idea who that is.
Clue number 5. He died in a transporter accident.
Oh, Sonak.
I don't know which would be worse, being human or being around you. The answer is indeed
Sonak.
The category is
Never heard of
alien
him.
individual.
Okay.
Clue number 1. He considered the status of Dorvan 5 settled.
Doesn't help. Don't know what Dorvan 5 is.
Clue number 2. He lost 2 out of 3
Oh,
sons
it's
in the Federation.
I want to say I
Player
think his
one.
name's Gulma Set.
this. This I gotta see.
It's from that episode. It's from.
Clue number 3.
Come
He
on,
accused
you know the
Starfleet
episode I'm
of
talking
looking
about.
the other way during Maquis attack.
He's from that episode where O'Brien sings that old Irish drinking
Clue
song.
number 4.
With
Picard
Captain
rescued
Maxwell.
his ship from the Maquis.
Look, if somebody doesn't do something soon, I'm going to be assimilated into the Board Collective.
I can't think of his name. Are you sure it's not Gulma Set?
Clue number 5. He's a Cardassian gull.
Is it the same guy? Is that the guy I'm thinking of? I don't think that's the guy I'm thinking of.
Ooh, go evac.
I know a lovely
Go with
little
Vic.
planet.
Right.
where
But
they
that's
can
not
make
a
you
picture of
believe
him,
you
is it?
have a personality.
That's not.
The answer is indeed.
Gull evac.
Okay, I don't
Category is
think that. Okay.
Alien individual.
I'm not. I won't complain.
Clue number 1. His first word in a staff meeting was sex. It rather shocked Janeway. Clue number 2. Everything he was, he owed to orchids.
I'm gonna
Player
say
one.
I'm only going by the
Let's see
picture.
what you're made of.
I'm only going by the picture.
I'm nearly impressed.
Nice. Okay, because that looked a bit
The
like
answer
Tuvix. I have
is
no idea.
indeed
I remember the Tuvix episode.
Tuvix.
I remember watching it.
Category
Don't remember
is-
anything about it.
Alien individual.
Clue number 1. She helped Kirk avoid trouble for a delay in reaching Altair 6.
I think that sounds. Altair 6 sounds familiar.
Clue number 2. She's the only person ever to refuse a seat on the Federation Council.
Oh, she's some Vulcan lady.
Darwin wept.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Clue number 3. She said that Spock chose his friends well.
Oh, she's from that weird episode where they gotta fight each other. I think. I have no idea who that
Clue
is.
number 4. Kirk once called her Olive Vulcan in one package.
Did somebody set the questions on stun?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I
Clue
know
number
who the
5.
character is. I don't
She
remember her name.
officiated at Spock's wedding.
Oh boy.
Ooh, kapow!
You are about
T'Pau.
as much
Of
fun
course. I
as
mean,
a
it's so
piece of
obvious now that I hear it.
The answer is indeed
T'Pau.
I wouldn't have spelled it right.
Dear, oh dear. We seem to have a bit of a mismatch.
BRB.
Oh well. It was a noble experiment, pitting the sentient against the non-sentient. Still, I had higher hopes.
I turned my heater off. It's getting a little warm down here.
I hope you.
All this intense
If it's about me
competition with
sending you back
myself.
home,
It's
forget
making
it.
me
This
hot.
game is only half finished. Let's move into the Gamma Quadrant, shall we?
Okay, this one is where I got a lot of points last time, and I'm hoping to repeat that this time. I will spare you the boring-ass commentary, and let's just get to the trivia.
For 600 points.
Oh, no.
Gary Mitchell gains incredible mental powers when the Enterprise reaches the edge of the galaxy, becoming a danger to the ship and crew. How does Captain Kirk stop Mitchell? A. He talks him into surrendering. B. He disintegrates.
I'm going to say he maroons him.
Until that answer, you closely resembled an intelligent form of life.
Oh, I sorry, I rung in by mistake. I pressed B, but I guess the answer is C. It doesn't matter. I would have got it wrong anyway. And it's decreasing my score, so I should be more careful. Okay, DS9 for 700. I can get it back.
O'Brien returns from a trip to the Parada system to find that all the station personnel are behaving strangely toward
Oh,
him.
I don't know the answer.
Why are they behaving strangely? A. He is actually a replicant of the real O'Brien, though he doesn't know it. B. The crew are being controlled by an alien entity.
Oh boy, I don't know.
C. They suspect that he has been replaced by a changeling. D. His friends are planning a surprise.
Are they picking at the answer?
Oh, that was a pure ass
the
guess.
answer is indeed
I don't
A.
even
He is
know
actually
this
a
episode. I don't
replicant of
know
the
what
real
it's
O'Brien,
referring to.
though he doesn't know it.
Oof, that was a good guess. All right, what's up?
For
All right.
400 points.
TOS.
After V'ger evolves and the Enterprise is released, Captain Kirk decides to give the Enterprise a proper shakedown. When asked for a course, what course?
Oh, it's that line from Peter Pan. Third star to the right and straight on till morning.
Must you disappoint me so
What?
publicly?
the answer is
Okay, but he does give that order
Out
at some
there.
point. I guess I
That away.
just mistook when he gave that order. Ugh,
For 400
that's probably why they
points.
put it in there. Fool idiots like me.
A group from
Oh,
Deep
nice.
Space Nine accidentally travels to Earth's past, landing in New Mexico
Well, it's
in
gotta be ROM, right?
1947. Which of them figures out how to return the ship?
And
to the
that's
future?
another episode that I
A.
had on my
B.
DVD
Odo.
compilation.
We're going
Yeah,
easy.
that's a good episode of Deep Space Nine.
The
That was
answer
another
is
episode I had on that
indeed
DVD compilation, so I've watched it a
B.
ton of times.
Wrong.
Ton of times.
For 500 points.
After Picard is rescued from the Borg, Data has difficulty
Sleep.
accessing the Borg neural
Data.
network. What word does Picard
Sleep.
say that enables Data to figure out how
Sleep.
to shut down the Borg attack? A. Reset.
Sleep.
Will miracles
Nobody who's ever watched Star Trek would get that
the
wrong.
answer
You wouldn't
is
dare
indeed
not know the answer to that.
Sleep.
Probably one of the most celebrated episodes of TNG
For
ever.
700 points.
Sleep. Data.
On a world inhabited by the descendants of humans abducted from Earth in 1937, Captain Janeway allows the crew to decide if they wish to stay on
I remember this episode. I think it's
How many
Zero.
opt to leave
I think
the
Zero crew. I think
A,
none.
B.
That was
None decide to leave. Yeah, I wouldn't either.
The
I would
answer
stick with
is
Voyager.
indeed
Be with a bunch of people from
C.
the 1930s. That'd be a terrible planet full of like racism and shit.
I don't want to mention any
wouldn't wanna
names,
live
but
on
I
that
think
planet.
someone is suffering from a case of point envy.
Takes inadequacy to recognize it in others, I suppose.
Well, it's nice to know that you finally started reading all those self-help books I gave you. Delta Quadrant is waiting. Let's go.
They kind of the writing. Okay, I will come back to it. Come back to it. I'm trying to make mental notes to
Welcome to the
remember
Delta
what to discuss at the end.
Don't worry. I probably won't leave you stranded, but if I do, no hard feelings. I mean, how could I blame you for your inability to pay attention?
Heaven forbid they take their eyes off you for 1 second.
She's so cute when she gets tired. Now listen carefully. I've created a special challenge based on each of the 5 Starfleet eras that you saw in the beginning. But you only get one of those challenges per game. Hey, if you're curious about the others, you'll have to keep playing until you experience all of them. And yes, I'll be your host each and every time.
Anything to be the center of attention over and over and over.
Over? Oh, I don't need her anymore. I know. I'm a pig.
I'm especially fond of the USS Voyager crew, and it's not just because of dear Madam Janeway. I admire them all. Heck, if I were the captain, I'd take a red pen to the Prime Directive and get everyone home ASAP. But I suppose that's the fun of being omnipotent. Anyway, I'll display a picture from the ship's log, and you determine what's happening.
All right.
Some of it is downright twisted.
Voyager question. Let's go.
For 1,000
I'm not going to get
points.
these.
On the Ocampan homeworld, the first species the Voyager crew encountered was A.
It is
Benians,
the Kazon.
B. Ocampa. Hallelujah.
The answer is
I remember that.
indeed
I remember it was the Kazon.
D.
Although they're standing
Kazon.
there with a Talaxian, so I don't know if that counts. But
1,000
hey,
points.
what do I know?
In an early away mission, Janeway and Paris were thrown back in time
Some
while
sort of
investigating
nuclear
a
reactor, I
asteroid.
think. I want to
A solar flare. B. a
polaric,
civil
yeah,
war.
polaric energy explosion.
Let's hear it for blind luck.
Nice. I remember that episode. That was one of the first episodes I watched.
C. A polaric energy
I liked that
explosion.
episode. It was like a weird time
for
episode.
1,000 points.
To prove Tom Paris didn't murder a Benian scientist, Tuvok's final witness is A. Harry Kim.
It's the
B,
it's a
a
I want to
small
say it's a dog, right?
C. I'm nearly impressed.
Yeah, I remember that.
The answer
Weird.
is
I
indeed
don't know the episode,
D. A
but I
small
remember
dog.
for some reason I remember
for
the answer being a
1,000
dog.
points.
During shore leave on Sikaris, Ensign Kim unexpectedly discovers A. Advanced transporter technology. Plot against the government.
It's got to be E, right? Alien threat to take over Voyager.
Well, I
Nope.
suppose you can
Can't
get
get-
a job
I mean-
doing something repetitive.
Can't get them all right, right?
The answer is
A. Advanced transporter technology.
Okay, well,
Well,
did the
at
best I
least
could.
someone's been
I did
studying
not
the history banks.
do as well
Still not quite up to the
as
standards
I
of
was
the
as I
continuum,
wanted
but
to, as I did the first round. Play a couple more times. See how we do.
Congratulations, player one.
Okay, not bad.
You have a high score.
Okay, I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you in a minute. right. I guess we're back. I don't know. I hope we're back. Are we back? I'm not really sure. I can't really tell. That's all right. We'll see how it goes. I think we're back. Okay. Let's play again. I'm gonna do. Okay. I want to do a couple of notes from that first one though. I think I already talked about the writing. Okay, first, solid burn on the Cardassians there at the beginning when Q described what the Cardassian player was going to do. That made me think of that episode of Deep Space Nine. Actually, when they went to Empok Nor, it was interesting because that was actually a question in the episode. But it made me think of that episode. Remember when O'Brien was there and they were talking to? I'm gonna switch to a. Not that one. That was the wrong one. Guys, I need a stream deck. Okay, I can't. Tell you what, let's get back to it. It's enough of my intergalactically woke rant about whether or not the term Cardi and Spoonhead is actually racist. I'm fairly certain it is. You won't catch me using those terms again to describe Cardassians, I don't think. I hope not, at least. If I too, if I get too into the game and start using horribly speciesist language, I hope I'll get called on it. I did refill my adult beverage for the evening. It's just a regular, just a Canadian whiskey. No big deal tonight. But let's play again. We'll be Proclaim 3.
Okay, contestants, how many of you will be playing today? Type 1, 2, or 3.
All right, this time I think I'm going to be a Ferengi. I'm going to be one player.
Now click on the species you represent.
I'm going to be a Ferengi this time.
Now, type in your name.
I'll be 3 this time.
Ferengi are my favorite contestants. There's nothing like watching them lose precious points.
Good job. Your buzzer is the B key.
I do feel like
the
the most solid species burn is the one that he lays out on the Cardassians there at the beginning. I think that was pretty badass. Okay, let's do this. Let's beat my high score. Captain. Okay.
The Enterprise encounters a space probe from the destroyed planet Catan.
Oh God.
And Picard is given a lifetime of memories in the span of 25 minutes.
Everyone loves this episode. I find it boring as shit.
A. Batal.
I think it's Kamen.
Are
yes.
they peeking at the
Everyone always oh man. Oh, that was such a good episode. That was the best episode of TNG ever. Like, no. It was fine. It was a good episode. It wasn't the best one.
400 points.
After Kira rescues a Bajoran war hero from a Cardassian prison camp, Kira is reassigned and replaced on DS9 with
I'll address that
hero.
later.
What is the name of Kira's replacement?
I have no idea.
A. Jared Min. B. Lee Nollis. C.
I'm gonna go with E, but only because I have no idea. Nope, got it wrong.
Good idea. You keep testing that buzzer.
this is a bit embarrassing, but one of my favorite episodes of TNG is The Royale, season 2. So don't judge me for not loving that episode where Picard lives a whole other life.
400 points.
In the 20th century,
My
Scotty
taste is
needs
obviously
to build
terrible.
a tank to carry 2 whales
He uses
forward through
transparent
time.
aluminum.
What material does he use to construct this tank? A. Try titanium.
We're going too easy on them.
Yep.
The answer is indeed.
I'll talk
B,
about a little bit about that
transparent
after the
aluminum.
episode. Why one of my favorite episodes is The Royale.
The category is medical for 300
I think I can
points.
justify
In
it.
an effort to gain compassion for his patients, the holographic doctor inserts the symptoms of a simulated virus into his program. Which simulated virus does the doctor give
I think
himself? A. The Rigelian measles. B. The chicken pox. C.
I
The
think it's
Lavodian
Rigelian
flu.
measles. No, I'm wrong.
Just when I
Common
thought my
human cold.
expectations couldn't go any lower.
Oh,
The
Lavodian
answer
flu.
is
That was a good episode. I remember
C,
watching it.
Lavodian flu.
I don't think I paid that close of attention to it.
the category is security navigation for 600 points.
Worf's adoptive father, Sergei Rashenko, served as a warp field specialist with a rank of chief petty officer.
I don't know,
Which ship did he serve?
but he has all the
A,
specs and diagrams of the
USS
Galaxy-class
Republic.
ships at home.
B,
I
USS
think it
Intrepid.
was the.
C,
Oh boy, this is a
USS
tough one.
Stargazer.
It wasn't the Stargazer, and it wasn't the
USS
Wellington.
Wellington.
Was it the
E,
Wellington?
USS
Intrepid. I'm gonna go with Intrepid.
Will miracles never
I was trying to think of him saying it in his Russian accent. Intrepid was on the USS Intrepid as chief petty officer. I have all the specs and diagrams at home.
The category is helm science for 200 points.
Data has a pet cat
Nice.
which he keeps
Oh,
with him on board
come
the Enterprise.
on.
What is the name of Data's cat?
Please,
A,
please.
Sparky.
Don't
was an easy.
insult me.
The answer
Don't
is
insult me
indeed
with these ridiculous questions.
Spot.
Yeah, I'm being all cocky now because I'm doing well,
The
but let's
category is
find out.
Miscellany for 300 points.
Uhura and Chekhov searched the city of San Francisco.
In
for a
Alameda,
nuclear
where they have the
vessel,
nuclear
but
vessels?
The nuclear vessels
Alameda.
are in a different city. Which city houses the naval base with the nuclear vessels? A. San Rafael.
In Alameda, where they see Star Trek 6 or this Star Trek 4. Star Trek 4. I'm good. I know Star Trek 4.
The results from Alpha Quadrant seem a bit lopsided. I may have to redistribute some gray matter.
Oh, but what are you going to do about the contestants?
Oh,
You
female
dear
Q.
love of someone else's life.
So funny.
Behave. Let's move into the Beta Quadrant, shall we?
All right, Beta Quadrant time. Let's do this. I will once again spare you the extremely irritating explanation of the rules and move on.
alien species.
Clue number 1. You could say their heart is in the right place, but by human terms, you'd be wrong.
Okay, that could be literally any other species. I don't really know.
Clue number 2.
Vulcan.
Player
Only
one.
because of the picture is starting to
Let's
look
see
like
what
Spock.
you're made of.
Let's hear it for blind.
Nice.
Bob.
Okay, I will take 800 points for
The answer is indeed
knowing what Spock looks like.
Vulcans.
The category is thing.
Guys, I got a good
Clue
feeling
number
about
1.
this.
Her communication with Spock was unprecedented.
Oh, it's Gracie, the whale, right? From Star Trek 4.
I'm waiting.
I'm nearly
Nice. Oh, I had Star Trek 4 on the brain because of that Alameda question. That's the reason I knew
The
that.
category is
Yes.
person.
Yes.
Clue
Okay.
number 1. Dr. Pulaski considered him arguably the greatest human mind in the universe.
Oh, it's that weird dude who liked to imagine baseball games, but I don't remember his name. I think that's who she's talking about.
Clue number 2. His body died of Darnay's disease.
Yeah, again, it's that weird dude who he used to sit there and think about. He told Wesley Crusher to fantasize about weird-ass baseball games of the past. That shit was
Clue
weird.
number 3.
Also,
He transferred his mind into Data temporarily.
was it that guy? No, this was a different guy. I don't remember which guy this was.
Clue number 4. He considered himself Data's
Oh
grandfather.
yeah, no, that was this was a different guy. This wasn't the weird baseball guy. This was a different guy, but I don't remember which guy this was.
Clue number 5. His home, Graves World, was named by him.
I mean, I'm just gonna type in Graves and see if that's the answer. I don't remember.
looking at the answers.
Okay, great.
The answer
Ira? Is it Ira?
indeed Dr. Ira Graves.
Ira Grave. Okay, I
Category
kind of knew.
is alien species.
All right.
Clue number 1.
Oh,
Famous
please. Cardassians. Easy.
Oh, this ought to be good.
Let's see if I can spell Cardassian. Is that how you spell it? One S? I'll take it. They're going to give it to me anyway. Guys, I got a good feeling about this game. I think number 3, I think game 3 is going to be my game.
The category
A lot of
is
TNG questions.
alien individual.
Clue number 1. She broke into Neelix's
Oh,
supplies
no.
to make mushroom soup.
Oh, an early Voyager. I don't know early Voyager because it was so bad.
Clue number 2.
Is it
She
Seska?
found Janeway.
I'm just going by the
Player
picture.
1. Give it your best shot.
It was. Yeah, just by the picture.
Never cease.
The answer
Damn.
is indeed
Seska.
The category is thing.
All right, thing.
Clue
Let's do
number
this.
1. Spock called its presence sauce for the goose. Clue number 2. Shields are useless inside it.
Oof.
I'll bet their parents are beaming
I
to some place they won't be recognized.
I figure if maybe I just don't buzz in, then it might be okay.
Clue number 3. The Regula 1 space station was near it.
It's not the Doomsday Machine, is it? I don't think so. I don't know what that is. That even a
Clue
thing?
number 4. The Genesis effect created a world from it.
Oh, Darwin wept.
I don't know. I don't know. This is Star Trek 2 stuff.
Clue number 5. The Enterprise hid from Khan in it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Star Trek 2. 4
I know.
and
Flora
6
Nebula.
Sit down,
are the
you
ones that
wannabe
I've
kid.
watched. I've never seen.
The answer is
I don't think I've ever seen the motion
indeed
picture or 2 or
Mutara
3
Nebula.
for that matter. I think I may have seen 3. I don't know. 4 and 6 are my specialties.
We seem to have a bit of a mismatch. Oh well. It was a
And as for
noble
TNG
experiment,
ones, it's
pitting the
definitely
sentient against the
First
non-sentient.
Contact. That shit is
Still, I
awesome.
had
The rest of them
higher
are terrible.
hopes.
I have a high hope, Q.
If it's about you and me taking a field trip back to the Big Bang, sorry, you're no Madam Janeway. Let's move into the Gamma Quadrant, shall we?
All right. It's looking good. I feel good about being able to beat my high score this time. It was over 10,000 points. I'm feeling good.
Isn't
Let's
the
do
Gamma
it.
Quadrant pleasant?
We'll skip the witty repartee between cues and just move on.
For 600 points.
Oh no.
Deep inside V'ger, Admiral Kirk orders Scotty to prepare to self-destruct the Enterprise in hope that the explosion will also destroy V'ger. What Starfleet order is given for self-destruct? A. Starfleet Order 2005. B.
I'm gonna just do a wild guess and
You
do
remind
D.
me of a
Command
very young
protocol.
Albert Einstein.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I rang in again. I'm not supposed to do that. Anyway, I was wrong anyway. It was 2005, so it doesn't matter.
A. Starfleet Order 2005.
For 600 points.
The first known Romulan ship to cross the neutral zone in almost 100 years
Oh,
is
what?
destroyed by the Enterprise.
I don't know.
But not without a casualty.
That's one of those
Which
weak-ass
Starfleet crew member is killed
TOS
during the
warbirds.
battle? A. Robert Tomlinson. B. Edward Teller. C. Andrew Stiles.
I'm gonna go with C. Nope.
Have you been inhaling warp core plasma again?
Oh man, I am destroying my scores here.
A.
The problem is, it doesn't make for a fun stream if I just sit here and wait for the time to tick down. So I'm guessing things, hoping that I'm going to get them right. Oh
Fighting
God.
unhappiness on Voyager, Lieutenant Tom Paris resigns and joins a ship convoy of one of the Delta Quadrant races. Which race is operating the convoy in which Paris becomes a pilot? A. Talaxians. B. Ocampa.
I think it's D.
C.
The
K.
I've
Oh,
been thinking,
shitballs.
and,
Is it A?
I suggest you start doing the same.
The answer
I should
is
start paying attention to those little
A.
pictures that they give, because those are probably subtle hints, subtle clues.
For 500 points.
All right.
After his rescue from the Borg, Picard takes a rest leave on
Oh,
Earth.
it's the Atlantis
Back in
project. They're
France,
going to build
he's
like some
offered
weird
directorship
island in the
of a
middle of the
project to
Atlantic.
create a small continent.
Something
What
like
is
that.
the name of this project? A. Project
B.
Phoenix.
That was
Finally. Good God.
the answer is
I really kind of screwed myself there because they take points off this round. They don't do that in the other rounds if you get them wrong. So I've just been willy-nilly. All right, good. I got a chance here.
Captain Benjamin Maxwell attacked
Okay,
several
we
Cardassian
know.
ships and
All
facilities,
right, we've already
and the
talked about this
Enterprise
even on
D
this
is
stream
sent after him.
very well because
Which
we were talking about the
Enterprise crew
Cardassians.
member
It's O'Brien,
convinced him
obviously.
to stop his attack?
The minstrel boy to the war has gone. In the ranks of death you will find him.
The answer is
His
in
father's sword he hath girded on, and his wild heart slung behind him. That's actually a real song that they sing.
An alien entity possessing Keiko O'Brien demands that Miles O'Brien follow her instructions, or she will harm him and his family.
Oh, God,
Which
I don't
of the
know.
following does she
I
not
think Keiko was like the human Troy. I didn't find her to be a very interesting character.
pull Molly's hair while brushing it? B. Make Keiko fall off a landing.
I'm going to go with A, I think.
Breathing.
No,
Are you sure you
probably
didn't
B
leave your
then.
brain in the transporter
Because the other two things wouldn't. Oh, okay. Well, like what? Because O'Brien's never been stunned by a
Stun
phaser
Miles
before.
with a phaser.
Oh no, please don't stun me. Like,
I don't
come on,
wanna
O'Brien
mention
is a
any names, but I
Cardassian war
think
veteran.
someone
I'm
is
sure he's been
suffering from
stunned
case
a
of
million
point
times.
envy.
Takes inadequacy to recognize it in others, I suppose.
That's
Well,
right,
I don't
Tito.
feel good.
Now you
I'm
finally
not.
understand
My
why I
score is
chose you.
low.
Delta Quadrant
I
is
blew it,
waiting.
but I'm
Let's
down by
go.
1,100 points, I think, from where I was going into this. Maybe 900. I can't remember what I was going into this. But we got a chance here. If this is Wormhole,
Welcome to the
I
Delta
might be able to
Quadrant.
get it.
Don't worry. I probably won't leave you stranded, but if I do, no hard feelings. I mean, how could I blame you for your inability to pay attention?
Heaven forbid they take their eyes off you for 1 second.
She's so cute when she gets tired. Now listen carefully.
Q is so
I've created a
patronizing to
special
girl
challenge
Q.
based on each of the 5 Starfleet eras that you saw in the beginning.
Right.
But you only
Moving
get
on. Oh,
For
crap. This is
1,000 points.
called Dread Thy Shirt is Red.
Ready or not, she launches in 12 hours. A. Decker.
It's who do they... Oh, no, this is who do they say it to?
Scotty.
A?
Maybe you should try sports.
The answer is
This is from the TOS movies, and I have no idea unless it's 4 or
1,000
6.
points.
I'm not going to know.
Self-expression doesn't seem to be one of your A. Cybok. B.
Sure,
Peter
let's go with
Preston.
Cybok.
I've seen
Oh, God, I
Klingons
don't
who
get-
could
Who the
grunt
hell is
for
Peter
intelligent
Preston? I don't even
answers.
know who that is.
the answer is
Guys, I gotta watch more Star Trek movies.
Savick.
I guess. I don't know.
Or
Do I? Does anyone need to
1,000
watch more TOS movies?
And if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a wagon.
A. Kirk. B. McCoy.
I don't know, man. Sulu?
Let's hear it for blind.
Sweet. All right, I'll take 1,000 points for that, for guessing randomly
E.
Sulu.
Sulu.
For 1,000 points.
It's difficult to answer. One does not understand the question.
Well, that's Sarek,
Federation President.
and he's talking to...
Klingon Ambassador. D. Admiral Cartwright.
Is he talking to Spock? No,
You
he's
give
probably talking to Kirk.
A bad name.
Oh, the Federation
the
President.
answer is
A.
Hey,
Federation President.
the only Federation President I
Well,
recognize
at
is
least someone's
Annika
been
Hansen.
Studying the history banks.
I'm
Still
kidding,
not
that's a
quite up to
terrible
the
reality.
standards of the continuum, but keep it up.
Guys, I'm getting worse. Every game I'm doing worse. I thought I would get better. All right. I want to talk a bit about a couple of things that I said in that last game. I think the one that people, if you're a Star Trek fan, TNG fan specifically, and you're watching this, you're probably like, how the hell does this guy think that? And I'm blanking on the name. The episode where Picard lives a whole other life. I'm totally blanking on the episode name. I can't think of it. Why do I think that episode's boring? And why is one of my favorite episodes the Royale? Okay, well, the first one I'm not going to bother to answer. Everyone's got kind of their own opinion on that episode. That's a standard episode. Have I seriously been talking this whole time without the mic on? Oh my god. Oh my god. What a waste. Oh my god. Guys, I have a new setup, and I didn't realize that this whole time I was just yammering at the camera with no sound. Oh my god, how embarrassing. Okay, well, I'll sum it up quickly. One of the things I was saying was that I like the Royale because it it was a callback to classic Twilight Zone style science fiction. I talked for a great length about it. I'm not going to bother doing it again. Fuck. Okay, well, you know what? You live and you learn. Oh boy, embarrassing. Let's play a new game.
Okay, contestants, how many of you will be playing today? Type 1, 2, or 3?
Okay, one.
Now click on the species you represent.
I'll be a Vidian this time. I don't think I ever
Now,
wanted to be a
type
Vidian.
in your name.
I guess we're on 4, hey? Are we on 4? This is the 4th game we've played? Sure.
Vidian? Hey, did you know that one of the consolation prizes is the cure for the phage? Ha, just kidding. I only wanted to see your face wrinkle.
Good
That's fucking
job.
harsh.
Your
Holy
buzzer
shit.
is the B key.
Q. Damn, bro.
To quit the game at any time, hit the escape key.
That's brutal, Q. That was awful. I didn't like that. Alright, let's do this.
The category is medical. For 500 points,
Bashir falls in love with a young ensign who is the first Elysian to join Starfleet. She comes from a planet with low gravity.
Oh yeah,
and
she's
needs
got to
a
have
wheelchair
that
to
gravity
get around the
thing. I
station.
remember that episode.
What is her name?
Oh, I don't
A,
remember her name though.
Aletheia Fulton. B. Melora Paslar. C.
Let's go with D. Nope.
if you had another neuron, you'd have a
I'm so demoralized by that, the fact that I did not have the mic going when I was giving that whole explanation about why I thought the Royale was a good episode. Fuck.
When Captain Kirk is court-martialed on Starbase 11 for the murder of Ben Finney, who defends Kirk and ultimately gets the charges dropped? A. Spock. B. A real
I mean,
Shaw.
it's gotta be Spock, right? Or E? I'm gonna go with E.
I know, it's C.
You don't get out much.
Okay, well, give me a damn minute.
C. Samuel T.
This is not going well at all.
The category is First Officer for 200 points.
On a planet being irradiated by Berthold rays, Spock is infected by spores, which allow him the freedom to experience emotions and fall in love with Layla Kalomi. What is the name of the planet? A. Rigel 8.
I'm gonna say Rigel 8 because that sounds like a Star Trek-y TOS planet name. Oh,
The
crap.
answer is
C. Omicron Ceti 3.
Okay. I gotta refocus. I'm
category is
refocusing.
miscellaneous
I'm
for
gonna.
200
Here we
points.
go. Here we go.
Before Zephram Cochrane reaches outer
Yes.
space, his female companion actually beats him there when she is transported up to the time-displaced Enterprise E. What is the name of this
I will know
woman?
it when I see
A.
it.
Lisa Gorman. B.
Will I?
Grace Olson.
Oh, I'm gonna say Lily Sloan.
I'm near
Thank
you.
God. Okay, I was about to be embarrassed for a second time on this stream.
Indeed.
The first time was when I spent
Lily Sloan.
about 10 minutes talking at the fucking camera with no mic on.
Category is Helm
That's what I get.
Sciences. For 500 points,
As part of a Trill ceremony in which Trills get to meet their previous hosts, Jadzia asks her friends to participate. Who of the following does not host the memories of one of Dax's former hosts? A. Cisco. B.
I think I'm gonna go with Keiko because
Are
nice,
they peeking
because
at the
none of them are good characters. What I mean is the other ones are main characters. Lita's a bit of a less of a main character, but I don't think
The
Keiko would have
category
participated
is
in that anyway.
Engineering
She
for
got 2 kids to
300
worry
points.
about.
A Vulcan engineer on board Voyager enters his Ponfar, inadvertently dragging B'Elanna Torres into his blood fever through a
Yeah, I'm gonna know it when I see it, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Name the Vulcan officer. A. Setpek. B. Tolik. C. Strom.
It's Vorik. Yes, good. See, I say it with conviction, and that way you think I know the answer, but I'm just really just guessing.
Vorik.
The category is Captain for 700 points.
Benjamin Sisko's father, Joseph Sisko, lives on Earth in New Orleans.
Oh, he's a chef.
What
He
is
runs
his
a Creole
occupation?
restaurant.
A. Starfleet.
He is a restaurant owner. Well, he's not just a restaurant owner. He's also the chef. I mean, they're two different things. I think you need to be a little bit more
Answer is indeed
precise about that.
D. Restaurant owner.
The results from Alpha Quadrant seem a bit lopsided. I may have to redistribute some gray matter.
Oh, but what are you going to do about the contestants?
Charming, isn't she? Let's move into the Beta Quadrant, shall we?
All right, Beta Quadrant. Let's do this business. Okay. I got this. I got to make up some points.
Clue number 1. She spoke fluent French to Picard.
Oh, she's that. Oh, that woman that turns herself into things that the other people want.
She helped Riker realize that his
Oh, no, it's...
Player 1.
Come on. What's her name? Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, I can't even think. No. I know who this is. Dr. Olivet from Law & Order was the same actor. Her name... Min.
Nope.
Clue number 3.
Minuet. Right?
Player 1. Give it your best shot.
That was an easy.
Oh, I can't believe it took me that long to think. 1100101 is also an episode that I have a great affinity for. I will explain that
Number 1. He
after
built a
if I remember to turn the
machine
mic on.
named M4. Clue number 2. He had a critical supply of Ritalin.
Oh, Darwin wept.
Clue number 3. He was jealous of Reyna's attention to Kirk.
I have no idea. I don't like these ones for the stream because, again, if it was multiple choice, I would just be able to choose an answer and then move on. But now you guys have to just sit here and suffer as you probably know the answer if you're watching this video and don't, like, as I don't get it.
Immortal and known through the ages as Brahms, Da Vinci, and many others.
Hey, Q, it's Flint.
Please, don't shout out the answers. You might wake up the contestants.
The answer is indeed
Flint.
Okay, I had no idea.
The category is
I'm doing so poorly.
Clue number 1. 3 different enterprises have been attacked by one of these ships.
It's gotta be a warbird, like a Klingon warbird, right?
Clue number 2. The crew complement.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Player 1. What's your answer?
Clue number 3. McCoy hoped he could cloak the stench of one.
That. Oh, it's a.
Player 1. This I gotta see.
Whoa. Sorry, this keyboard is new. Bird of prey.
Hallelujah.
Okay, so can somebody tell me the difference between a warbird and a bird of prey? I don't, maybe I don't know where the term Klingon warbird came from. Maybe I'm making that up in my mind.
Both enclosed spaces and needles. Clue number 2. He was in league with the Itanian Order against his own people.
Why don't you demo the buzzers for them?
He looks Cardassian from the picture, but I don't know who they're talking about.
He died when he returned to the surface of his world.
Oh, I have no idea who this is.
Clue number 4.
Oh, he's not
He killed
Cardassian.
Dr. Vadem, who had found evidence of artificial asteroids being tossed at their world.
Synapses.
No idea.
We
This one,
hardly knew
I
ya.
have no idea. None whatsoever.
Clue number 5. He attacked both Tuvok and Neelix in a maglev carriage.
Dunno.
I know. Sklar.
A few dilithium crystals short of a warp core, isn't he?
The answer is, indeed,
Sklar.
The category is alien individual.
Clue number 1. The first person to mention his name to the Voyager crew was Neelix. Clue number 2. He's a
Oh,
score
it's
of
the caretaker.
Player 1. Let's see what you're made of.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Let's hear it for
I can't type for shit. I never could.
The answer is indeed
the caretaker.
the category is alien individual.
Clue number 1. He has 7 children. Oops, make that 8. Clue
Oh,
number 2.
Ducat.
Player 1. I'm waiting.
Because he was going to deny his
Nearly impressed.
half-Bajoran daughter.
The answer is
Seska?
indeed
No,
Go
that's not her name.
Ducat.
I don't remember her name.
Dear, oh dear. We seem to have a bit of a mismatch. Oh well, it was a noble experiment, pitting the sentient against the non-sentient. Still, I had higher hopes.
I have a high hope, Q.
If it's about moving on to the next quadrant, well, lucky you. Let's move into the Gamma Quadrant, shall we?
All right, I feel good about this Gamma Quadrant round. I feel like I'm gonna nail it this time for sure. Okay, DS9 for 400. Let's do it. Oh,
the
nice.
original Enterprise, trying to prevent a Klingon agent from killing
It's
some DS9 crew members
it's
are
it's
involved in a ballroom brawl. Which
Bashir
DS9 crew
and
members
O'Brien.
was disciplined by Kirk? A. Bashir.
O'Brien and Bashir.
War.
B.
Are they
Nice.
peeking at the answer?
That's a good. That's a great episode. That's again. That was on that DVD compilation, so I really know this episode well.
O'Brien and Bashir.
For 600 points.
Oh boy.
While being tested in war games aboard the Enterprise, the M5 computer runs out of control and kills the entire
Oh, it's gonna be one of
crew
those like
the
it's like the
Federation
Constitution or
starship
the
before being
Yorktown.
stopped.
There's only so many
Which
ships that they
starship's
named back
crew
in the
was
day.
killed? A. The USS Excalibur.
Ah,
B,
Lexington or
the
Hood.
USS
Those are my
Hood.
guesses. I'm gonna go
C,
with
the USS Lexington.
Hood.
I
No,
think I should
I'm wrong.
just give you a coloring book and crayons
Balls.
and send you
What
off
was
to
it?
a quiet corner somewhere.
Oh, it's Excalibur. Okay, I was totally off the mark.
A. The USS
Guys, I really
Excalibur.
thought that I would be doing better at this. I really thought that this would be an easy one for me.
For 600 points.
Bashir must stall for time in a secret agent holosuite program that is using some crew members' physical appearances as
Okay,
characters.
I've seen this episode, but I don't
How
remember.
does he gain the extra
I
few
don't
minutes
remember
he needs?
the.
A. He kills Dr. Hippocrates Noah, played by Cisco. B. He makes love to Dr. Honey Bear, played by Dax. C. He activates Noah's doomsday device. D.
I think it's
he
D.
fights with Noah.
Until that answer, you
Is it B?
closely resembled
Is
an
it he makes
intelligent
love to
form of
Dr. Honey
life.
Bear? No. Okay, he does the
answer is-
doomsday thing. Didn't
C.
know.
He activates Noah's doomsday device.
For
Oh
400
man,
points.
this is terrible.
When
Oh,
an alien
Cass again.
electrophoretic field brings on the premature onset of the Ocampan elogium in Kess, with whom does she seek to have a child?
I
A,
don't know.
Paris.
Probably Paris.
Must you disappoint me so
Ugh.
publicly?
I hate.
The answer
Okay, I
is
don't like Kess. I don't
C.
like Kess as a
Neelix.
character. I don't like Kess episodes. I skip them all the time.
For 600
All right,
points.
I'm gonna get this one.
A recon mission goes awry at the planet Malcor 3, becoming a first contact mission.
Oh
The
shit.
planetary leader,
seen this-
however, decides
this
that
one
they are
a
not
lot of
yet ready
times
for
as well.
contact. What is the name of this leader? A. Mirasta. B. Durkin.
I'm gonna
C.
say Durkin.
Prologue.
We're going too easy on them.
That's one of those ones where it
The
just like
answer
you gotta
is indeed
really look back.
B. Durkin.
Why was that not worth 1,000 points? That was a fucking hard question.
For 500 points.
While the Enterprise is preparing to leave dock to confront V'ger, a transporter accident kills Vice Admiral Lori Siana and the Enterprise's new science officer. What is the science officer's name? A. Selleck. B. Sonak.
Selleck?
Well,
No.
I suppose you could get
Is
a
it
job doing
Sonak?
something repetitive.
Because that was in another question, I think. But
Sonar.
I've never seen whatever the episode
I don't want to
that is, so
mention
I have
any
no
names,
idea.
but I think someone is suffering from a case of point envy.
Takes inadequacy to recognize it in others, I suppose.
Right, as much as I love this witty repartee.
Indeed. So when are you going
Can
to
we move on?
recognize that my
No, I guess not.
omnipotence
I guess we're
makes
stuck.
it difficult to relate to your level of mediocrity? Delta Quadrant is waiting. Let's go.
All right. Let's do it. Oh, Dread, thy shirt is red. I'm not going to get any of these.
The red-shirted fellow in the back is Security Officer Matthews. In a few moments, he will be pushed over the edge and fall down a bottomless pit. What planet does this happen on? A.
Okay, literally all of these are going to be guesses because I don't know any of the red shirt guys' names. So let's go with B. Wrong.
I know. It's D.
Of all the game shows, in all the
DXO3.
galaxies,
I don't know. I didn't know.
had to come into mind. The answer is
D. XO3.
for 1,000 points.
The unfortunate crewman on the ground is named Sturgeon, and his body has just been completely drained of salt. What planet does this happen on?
But his shirt's not even red.
Damaris. B. M113.
Oh, God. I don't even know. Rigel
7.
12?
D. Rigel 12.
All right, Rigel 12.
Good idea. You keep testing that buzzer. Make sure it's working.
Not good.
The answer is
B. M113.
That's bad.
for 1,000 points.
Meet Ensign Rayburn. You don't have very long to get to know him. He's about to be killed by a less than friendly android. What is the name of this android? A. Corby. B.
C.
Lore. C.
Will miracles.
Holy shit. That was just a guess. I had absolutely no idea that Ruck was the name.
C. Rook.
For
Rook.
1,000 points.
What's the name? I have no idea.
The happy bride and groom, but not for long. Weapons specialist Robert Tomlinson will be the only casualty of a battle with a Romulan vessel. What is the name of his unfortunate
bride is going to be,
Angela Martine.
I'm going to say
B. Joyce
Baker.
Baker.
I was
Just when
wrong.
I thought my expectations couldn't go any lower. The answer is
A. Angela Martine.
That was going to be my second guess,
Well,
if
not
that
quite
matters.
as entertaining as I had hoped. Still, you aren't totally hopeless.
Did
Well
I
enough,
screw it up
Baker.
again?
Come back
Did I
when you're
get,
ready to
was
take
that
the game
the
more
worst?
seriously.
I think I did the worst. I'm getting worse. I haven't done 2, 3, 4.
Congratulations,
Every
player one.
subsequent
You have a high
game has
score.
been worse. All right. Okay. Listen. I am a little bit thrown off by the fact that the last time I did a post-game discussion, the mic wasn't even on. I had a lot of cool stuff to say. I was talking about the Royale and how that was a great episode of TNG and how the Inner Light was pretty good, but I thought that the Royale was like a nice tip of the hat to old-fashioned sci-fi like the Twilight Zone. And all right, I tell you what, I'm gonna play one more game, and I'm gonna try to beat at least one of my other scores, because I've gotten progressively worse as each game has gone on. So I'm going to do one more game, and I'm going to try really hard, and I'm not going to get sidetracked, or I'm not going to think about the fact that I ranted at the camera for a good 10 minutes without the mic being on, and I had really probably the most intelligent things to say through the whole stream. I will come back and play this another day, maybe. I've got a few other ones that I want to do. Let me just see if I can find the CD ROM of actually a really interesting game that I have for like old timey Windows computers. Where is it now? I had it out the other day because I was checking to make sure that it worked. Oh, now I'm not gonna be able to find it. Of course, everything bad happens when I'm live streaming. Not everything. I put a video on the channel and on my TikTok a few days ago about how I was trying to film another video and nothing went right at all. It was terrible. Everything just failed miserably. I don't know where the CD is that I'm looking for. Alright. Doesn't matter. Whatever. I will dig it out later. In the meantime, last game. One player. Alright. Okay, you know what? I'm going to be a Vulcan because I feel like they're the smartest.
Now, type in your name.
Okay, guys, this is Proclaim 5. This is the 5th game I've played. Each game has gotten worse than the last. I don't think it's because I've just been having more whiskey as the game has gone on. I think it's just, I'm just getting distracted. So I'm going to really focus on this. I'm going to beat at least one of my other scores. That's my goal. If I can beat the top score, I will be very happy. But if I can at least beat one of the other scores that I got, I will call this stream a success.
A Vulcan? Oh, the very definition of fun.
Good job. Your buzzer is the B key. To quit the game at any time, hit the escape key.
All right, here we go. This time I'm gonna win it. No, I'm not gonna win it. I'm just gonna do okay. Here we go.
The category is engineering. For 200 points,
a Maquis missile is transported to the Delta Quadrant along
It's called
with Voyager.
Dreadnought. Dreadnought.
Months later, Voyager
Are you gonna make me
encounters
listen to the
this
whole
missile
question?
heading for
Dreadnought.
a peaceful planet.
Dreadnought.
What name did B'Elanna give this missile? A.
That was a good episode. I like that episode a lot.
The answer is indeed
C.
It's kind of like that
Dreadnought.
where you gotta outsmart your own programming, your
The
own
category
coding.
is engineering for 300 points.
Scotty loses a potential girlfriend, Lieutenant Carolyn Palamas, to a Greek god. Which god is it? A. Zeus.
I am Apollo.
Hallelujah.
I remember that from the 25th
The
anniversary
answer is
special.
indeed
I am Apollo.
Apollo.
That's what the actor
the
says.
category is Helm,
All right, Helm Sciences. Let's do this.
For 400 points,
Lieutenant Sulu is almost killed by a computer projection of the last survivor of a Kalandan outpost, now long dead. What was the name of this deceased Kalandan?
No idea, but I am gonna
A.
guess.
Tamara.
I'm gonna go with E. Nope, wrong.
You remind me of a
I had a
very
20%
young
chance.
Albert Einstein.
Didn't think I was gonna get it.
As an ovum.
the answer is
B. Losira.
The category is security navigation for 800 points.
Orbiting the Genesis planet, Kirk decides to destroy the damaged Enterprise. Chekhov completes the third part of the
Oh shit!
destruct
This is some
sequence.
Star Trek 2 shit.
What
I don't
is
know
its
the answer.
destruct code? A. Code 118.
D. That was the one that stood out to
Have you
me.
been inhaling warp
Don't know
core
why.
plasma again? The answer is
B. Code.
It's okay because I didn't lose any points
1B2B3.
that time, so I'm
the
I'm
category
all right.
is first officer.
Come on,
For 300
300 points. Let's do it.
William Riker is able to join the legendary Zephram Cochrane on his first historic test of warp drive in space in the year 2063.
I can't think of it,
What
but
is
I'll
the
know it
name
when I
of
see it.
Dr. Cochrane's ship? A. The Phoenix.
It's the Phoenix
Let's hear it from
because it
Brian
rises from the ashes of
the
the
answer
nuclear
is indeed
wars in
A.
Star
the
Trek
Phoenix.
lore in 2063, which I'm horrified
the
to say we're
category is first officer for 400 points.
close to
Commander
in the real
Chakotay
world.
is attacked by a Kazon boy trying to prove himself in battle.
Young
What is the
Kazon.
name of this young Kazon?
I feel like that
A.
wasn't that played by
Oprah.
Aaron Eisenberg too.
B. Gone. C. Car. D. Shek. E.
I think it's
Maj.
D. No, it's
I've
C
been
then, isn't
thinking,
it? It's
and,
Car.
I suggest you start doing the same.
Yeah, okay.
The answer
That was also
is
a very good episode.
C.
And I do think it was
Car.
Aaron Eisenberg, also the actor who played Nog, who played that young Kazon, if I
category
remember
is
correctly.
Captain.
Don't
for
quote me on that.
600
Not 100%
points,
sure, but I'm
When
fairly
Captain
certain.
Janeway first meets Q and must decide the fate of a renegade from the Q continuum, Q addresses Janeway in a variety of ways.
Oh, okay.
Which of the following names does Q not call her? A. Dear. B. Mon Capitan.
I don't think he calls her Mon Capitan,
I'm
because that's what he
really
calls
impressed.
Jean-Luc, of course.
the answer is indeed
He would never call her that.
B. Mon Capitan.
Janeway is a
Results
fine
from
captain.
Alpha
She's
Quadrant
no
seem to be
Jean-Luc Picard.
lopsided. I may have to
I
redistribute
mean, is
some
she?
gray matter.
I think she's a good captain.
Oh, well,
Is she
what are
up
you
to
going
the?
to do about the contestants?
I don't know.
I
Okay,
wanted
that's
to hear
a
your
topic for
comment. I would
discussion.
turn you into me. Let's move into the
Is
beta
Janeway
quadrant, shall we?
on the captain level, the same level of captain as Picard? Interesting topic for discussion. If I ever start a podcast, that
Welcome
might
to the
be
beta quadrant.
a good topic
Creepy, isn't it?
to discuss.
You see, the universe, my universe, isn't just pretty Starfield.
All right, let's go.
The category
Let's
is
go.
alien individual.
Clue number 1. The only time Quark ever heard him speak was
It's
when the prophet...
Morn, right? It's gotta
Player
be.
1. Oh, this ought to be good.
Nope.
Clue
No.
number 2. He kidnapped Gran Negus Zek.
Oh, who's
Oh,
that
Q.
dude?
Look
Yo,
at them,
god
psyching
damn it.
each other out.
I don't know
Isn't
what
it
his
cute?
name is. He's that weird tall guy that always hangs around the Negus.
Clue number 3.
Yeah,
He taught his boss the Dolbargi sleeping trance.
I don't know what his name is. Whenever somebody is only time of speaking, I always think
Clue
of
number
Morn.
4.
But
He missed his boss's funeral, which struck Odo as very odd.
Look,
yeah,
if
I don't
somebody
know.
doesn't do something
I don't know
soon,
the
I'm going to
characters.
be
I don't know the
assimilated
guy's name.
into the Board Collective.
Clue number 5. He's Gran Negus Zek's Hyperion servant.
Yeah, I know. I don't know his name. He's like the Mr. Hom of the Negus.
Oh, I know. It's Myra Do.
If I need your help, I'll die first.
The answer is indeed.
My Hardu.
Even
The
if I knew, I
category
wouldn't have
is
been able to spell it.
alien
So
species.
I'm not concerned. Okay, let's
Clue
do it.
number 1. He once called Kirk a ram among the sheep. Clue number 2. He used a mind sifter on Spock to find out
It's-
what he knew.
I'll bet
It's
their
one of those
parents are
weird
beaming
Klingons from the
to
early
someplace they won't be
TOS, but it's
recognized.
probably somebody that Jadzia knew. And I can't think. I'm just gonna
Player
guess.
1. Give it your best shot.
No.
Clue number 3. He thought a war would have been glorious.
When I hear it, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's that one that
Clue
Jadzia
number
talked
4.
about
He
in
was
the Trouble with
military
Tribbles,
governor of
or
Organia.
one of the ones that Curzon
Darwin
Dax
wept.
was good buddies with. I just can't think of his name. I just don't know what his name is.
Clue number 5. He's a commander in the Klingon Empire.
Oh, I know. Core.
A shuttlecraft left about 5 minutes ago. Could you go
Core.
and try to catch it?
Of course.
The answer is
course.
indeed.
Core.
Okay.
Category
All right.
is alien individual.
No more screwing around. Let's do this.
Clue number 1. They once helped the lone survivor of a crashed ship.
They?
Player 1.
Alien
What's your
individual?
answer?
No.
Clue number 2. They live underground.
Oh
Q,
god, it's
tell me
some
the
weird
truth. Are you
TOS
using
crap
them to
again.
punish
I don't
me?
know what TOS is. I don't know the weird species from TOS.
Clue number 3. They can read minds, but not through primitive emotions.
Congratulations.
Oh no! Oh shit. Okay, I accidentally canceled the game. That is embarrassing. I'm gonna start again. Man, okay, is it possible, you guys, that I suck at live streaming?
Oh, will you give it a rest?
It's possible. I do think it's possible.
Right you are, Your Omnipotence.
Let's
Okay,
count the number of
contestant,
things that I've
how many
screwed
you
up
will be playing
during
today?
this stream.
Type
1,
2,
I've quit a game
or
in the
3.
middle. 2, I went on a giant ass rant without the mic even being on. And 3, I'm sucking at this game. So, you know what? I think I'm bad at live streams. I think I'm bad at this. This could be a problem, considering I've got this whole setup here designed to do nothing but live stream. All right, I'm gonna do the game one more time. I'm gonna be.
Now click on the species.
What was I
you
last time? I think I was a Vulcan last time. I'll be a Romulan this time.
Now type in your name.
Okay, this time
I admire
we're gonna see it
Romulans.
through. That was
When they
not a
split
rage
from
quit.
the
I
Vulcans,
promise you
they
that was not a
refused
rage
to
quit.
give
That
up
was
the
me
human
trying to
gene.
skip to ahead to the
job.
stuff. I
Your
promise you that
buzzer
was not a
is the
rage
B
quit.
key.
Okay, I know I was doing really
To quit
bad.
the game at any time,
It was
hit the
not a
escape
rage quit. I swear to God, it was not. I please
Please
believe
welcome
me.
Q.
Okay, escape will quit. It didn't even give me. It didn't even say. Sometimes it says, you know, are you sure you want to quit?
For 500
That didn't give me an option. Just
Sulu was
quit.
given command of the USS Excelsior and
Oh please,
PC
Hakairu
2000.
is
What
the
is
obvious.
Captain
This is
Sulu's
this is
first
an easy
name?
one.
A. Hiroshi.
That's Star Trek 101 right there. If you don't know if you don't know Sulu's first name, what are you even doing here?
The category is Security Navigation for 300 points.
When Worf is promoted to Lieutenant Commander, a ceremony is held on the holodeck, a scenario wherein Worf is a convicted sailor at sea. Who reads the charges against Mr. Worf?
Hate Generations.
A. Geordi LaForge. B. Data.
I think it's
Captain
Riker.
Picard.
Let's hear it for blind
Nice.
luck.
Yeah, blind luck. I'll go
The
with
answer
you
is
on that. I agree
indeed
with you there. That definitely was blind luck.
Will Riker.
The category is medical for 200 points.
The doctor's mobile hollow emitter allows him to travel outside the boundaries of the Voyager's sickbay, even beyond the ship itself.
Oh shit,
On
I
what
don't
planet
know.
did the doctor obtain this device? A. Sicaria. B. Talaxia.
Is it Earth?
I'm
Yes,
really impressed.
27th century Earth, right? The mobile
The
hollow
answer
emitter.
is
That was like a big
indeed
deal for him.
B. Earth.
Okay, good. We're doing great. Oh, red alert question. Here we go.
Oh, goody! A red alert question. This is a little game I like to call Memories in Motion. Watch the clip on the view screen. That's all I'm going to tell you.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I have no time to discuss this logically.
Some Star Trek 3 shit.
Remember.
Player 1, this question is for you. For 500 points,
What does Mr. Spock apply to McCoy?
Oh,
A.
the
A
Vulcan mind
nerve
meld.
pinch. B. Pure logic. C. A headache remedy. D. The Vulcan motto.
None of that is the right answer. Please, that is.
Oh, it's A.
You don't get out much, do you?
It's not.
The answer is
That is
indeed
bullshit. That is
A.
wrong.
A Vulcan nerve pinch.
No. 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 That is not the right answer.
Category is Captain for 600
Lies.
points.
On Camus 2, an old girlfriend of Jim Kirk's takes control of the captain's body through a life entity transfer, simultaneously locking his mind in her body. What is the name of this woman? A. Carol Marcus. B.
I have no idea. I'm
Dr.
just going to
Janet
guess D.
Are they peeking at the
Hey,
answers?
nice.
The answer is
All right.
indeed
Look, things are starting to pick up here. This is looking good. This is going good. This is going
category
great.
is Captain for 300 points.
While vacationing on Risa,
Oh,
Picard meets
it's Vosh.
a
It's
romantically
obviously
involved
Vosh.
and attractive treasure hunter. Eventually, Q steals this woman away from Picard.
Her name is Vash, which I find interesting, which is the French word for cow, by the
What
way.
is her name?
Vosh.
A. Janice.
Oh boy. Okay. You know what? Things are looking good. This is gonna be a good. You know what? I'm glad that I accidentally quit the last one. Was definitely not a rage quit. I
The category
promise
is
you that.
First Officer for 300 points.
During his pon farr, Spock is forced to fight Captain Kirk to the death. What is the name of the weapon Spock uses to strangle Kirk?
That I do not know
A.
the answer to.
Lirpa. B. Caliphie. C. Plok Tau.
Is it Pon Fee, maybe? Just because it's part of the Pon Far?
On Wu.
No.
Maybe
no,
you should try
I was wrong.
sports.
It's okay. 1900 coming out of the first round is still pretty good. I'm gonna call that. I'll call that a minor win if I don't get any more
The
points.
category is Engineering for 700 points.
The Romulans capture Lieutenant Commander LaForge and
Oh, they
brainwash
want him to
to
kill
obey
that
their
the
orders,
governor of
including an assassination.
some weird obscure
Whom do the
Klingon
Romulans
planet.
want Geordi to kill?
It's
A. Captain Picard. B.
Governor Vogue.
Klingon Chancellor.
D. That's another great episode. I love that episode of TNG where Geordi just like is totally under the influence of the Romulans the whole
D.
time.
Klingon Governor
It's
Vogue.
pretty tight.
You have performed
Great. I'm
adequately
coming out of that
so
with a
far.
great score. I
Looks
feel
like
good about
someone
that.
feels a bit threatened.
I think we got a chance
The
here.
only
I think
thing
I had a
even
chance to beat
remotely
my
threatening in this
I got a chance to
room
beat
is what you
my
call your hairdo.
my high
Let's
score.
move into
Let's
the
do it.
beta quadrant, shall we?
Let's do it, Q. Let's do it. All right, skipping ahead. Here we go.
Category
I'm into
is
this now. I'm gonna get
person.
this. I'm gonna do this.
Clue number 1. He once called someone a walking freezer unit.
Not with those kind of clues. I'm not gonna get that. I don't know who that is.
Clue number 2. He once aimed a little blonde lab technician at Kirk.
Maybe they were waiting for some candy or something.
Clue number 3. He was one of Kirk's oldest friends.
I'm sure this is somebody I've heard of. I just don't know the answer. I can see the picture. It's a command
Clue
level
number 4.
officer
He
from
died on Delta Vega.
the TOS era.
Babe,
I have no idea who it is though.
Include the ability
No idea
to
at
pick
all.
decent contestants?
Clue number 5. He eventually felt that he was a god.
I bet most Starfleet captains of that era had that feeling at some point.
It's Gary Mitchell.
You don't get out.
Gary
much,
Mitchell.
do you?
Okay.
The answer is indeed
Gary Mitchell.
I'll try to remember
The
that for next time.
category is
All right, here we go. This time.
Alien individual.
I'm gonna get this one.
Clue number 1. He was part
Oh,
of the
shit.
ruling
I have
family
no idea.
on Ramatus 3.
I don't even know what planet that is. I don't even know what franchise they're.
Clue number 2. He was
Oh, it's that deaf
responsible
guy.
for several Federation Klingon treaties.
Yeah, it's the deaf guy who speaks in sign language. What's his name?
Clue number 3. He intended to teach the warring factions on Solaeus 5 his language.
I don't know his name. This was a season 2 episode. Nobody gives a crap about season 2.
Clue number 4.
Except for the Royale.
Until they were
Great
killed,
episode.
He communicated
I might
through
go into
his
that a little
voice.
bit after this
Somebody
game.
set the questions on stun.
Because that was what I talked about for the full 10 minutes while the
Clue number
mic was
5. He's deaf.
muted. So
It's Reva.
Please, don't shout out the answer.
nobody's like, hey, you know what episode is great?
The answer
That
is
one with the deaf
indeed
diplomat.
Reva.
Nobody
The category
nobody
is Alien
nobody
individual.
talks about that episode.
Clue number 1. He could never picture Admiral stars on Cisco's collar. Clue number 2. He was Anina Tandro's lover.
Why don't you player one?
I'm just
See
gonna
what you're
guess.
made of.
That was an easy one.
Nice.
The answer
Nice.
is indeed
I'm not.
Curzon
I did
Dax.
see a little bit of the
category
trillness on his shoulder
alien
there in the
species.
image, so I
Clue
will.
number
Yeah.
1. Their ships can mask Voyager's sensors. Clue number 2. They fought for independence on their own homeworld.
Very funny, Q. Put them in a coma so they can't score.
Is it
You're
the?
such a
Is it the?
trickster.
This looks like that shot from the first episode.
Clue number 3. Their leaders
It's the
Player one. I'm waiting.
Kazon.
Hallelujah.
There's no Kazon in the image though.
the Kazon.
It's all right.
The
It's all right.
category is hardware.
I'm doing great. I feel
Clue
good. I
number
feel
1.
like I'm doing well
It
this one.
measured 82 AUs in diameter at its greatest extent.
I'm gonna
Player
I'm
one.
gonna toss a guess out there.
Type away.
The Dyson sphere?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Clue number 2.
Okay.
Spock destroyed a computer console rather than give it information.
Q.
I'm gonna do another
Player
guess.
one. Oh, this ought to be good.
Nope.
Clue
Okay.
number 3. Pure logic was not enough for it.
It's some TOS nonsense that I have no idea what it is.
Clue number 4. It wanted to join with its creator.
I don't know about you, Q, but I love watching de-evolution in progress.
Clue number 5. It's the life form formerly known
Oh
as Voyager.
God.
Player one.
We've only had like 800 other questions about this.
Let's hear it for blind luck.
That's the only reason I know. Because of it's V'ger.
The category is
All right.
Alien
It's okay.
species.
I tried.
Clue number 1. Picard owns one of their tapestries.
Ooh. What's the
Player
thing
one.
that the ones that
What's your
stabbed him in the
answer?
heart? Nausicaa? No.
Clue number 2. Short-term memory wipes are not effective on them.
Oh, it's those weird, like, Vulcan-y guys from that one planet that when they shot him through the heart with the arrow.
Clue number 3. At one time, they falsely believed Picard was a god.
Yeah, I don't know what they're. I know the episode, and I know which species they are. I just don't remember what they're called.
Clue number 4. They are proto-Vulcan humanoids.
Yes.
Oh, Q! Look at them, psyching each other out. Isn't it cute?
Clue number 5. They live on Mintaka 3.
Player 1.
Well, that one kind of helps. I'll take my 200 points. M-I-N-T-A-K-A-N-S, Mintakans.
I'm nearly impressed.
That's all it took was just to name the planet, and I will know the people who live on it.
Whoa! If I weren't perfect, I'd actually consider these scores impressive.
Q-Bert, if you're perfect, I am an undulating space amoeba.
Well, I suppose it's time you knew who your true parents were. Let's move into the Gamma Quadrant, shall we?
Why'd she call him Cubert? All right. Let's do it. I got it this time. This time I'm going to get it.
For 400 points.
400 points, Voyager. All right, let's do it.
When a spatial distortion disables Voyager, and
all this is a good one.
Or resist it fail, what is the final course of action chosen by the senior staff as the distortion contracts around them? A. Release a tachyon pulse. B. Abandon ship. C. Do nothing. D.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna go with do nothing, but I have a feeling it's tachyon pulse.
Are they peeking at the answers?
Oh no, do nothing was the right answer. Sweet.
C.
Okay.
Do nothing.
Tell you what, I will take the win.
For 500 points.
Kirk is able to stop the Yangs and Combs from fighting when he realizes that the Yangs' Eid Pebnista document is identical to a famous American document.
It's gotta be
Which
the
American
Declaration of
document?
Independence, right?
A. The Declaration of Independence. B. The
I'm embarrassed
Emancipation
to
Proclamation.
guess this, but
I've seen
oh,
Klingons
it's
who
the
could
Emancipation
grunt more
Proclamation.
intelligent answers.
Nope, the Constitution.
The answer is D. The Constitution.
I don't. The TOS was weird that way. Like they were just like, oh, people are humans are the greatest. Like we have everything.
Finding survivors of a coal settlement in stasis, 2 Voyager crew members enter stasis to try to help, becoming hostages of
Oh,
the
this is
stasis
that weird one with the
Which
clown,
2
right?
crew members first enter stasis?
I think it's
A.
Kim
Taurus and Kim.
Taurus. Yeah, I think
B.
it's A.
Paris.
Yeah, that was a weird ass episode with
The answer is indeed
A.
the guy from
Taurus
Spinal
and Kim.
Tap was the clown. Michael McKean.
For 700
Yeah.
points.
Okay, 700 points.
To rescue an away team trapped on the planet Minos, LaForge orders the Enterprise to separate its saucer and take only the battle section near the planet. Who was left in command of the saucer? A. Lieutenant Commander McDougal. B. Chief Engineer Logan.
Oh shit, I
C.
don't know.
Lieutenant Lynch. D. Chief
Argyle?
Engineer Argyle.
You give
No.
sentience.
Shit. Oh,
The answer
damn.
is
Okay, not to worry. I'm still good. I still feel good. I could still, if I get the rest of these right, I might be able to beat my top score.
The new emissary, Akoram Lan, revives the ancient Bajoran tradition of Dejaris, which prompts Cisco to challenge Akoram's claim. What is this tradition? A. A caste system. B. Arranged marriages.
It's probably A.
C.
I think I vaguely remember this. I vaguely remember them being like some sort of cast thing from the episode of Deep Space Nine. That I remember that vaguely. That's why I guessed it, and it was right. So I guess I remembered correctly.
The Enterprise transmits the codes to V'ger for it to send its information to Earth, but V'ger cuts off the reception. The final code sequence must be manually entered into what
Oof.
part of the probe?
You're manually
A.
entering
The
things into a
onboard
probe.
receiver. B. The ground test computer. C. The power leads. D. The mass spectrometer.
Let's go with B.
That was an easy one.
Holy shit, I got another one right.
The answer
That was a
is
wild ass
indeed
guess. All right, good.
B.
Okay.
The ground test
Good
computer.
for getting there. 5,200. I'll take that.
Those are some
I think I'm only
fairly
400 or
decent
500
point
off
values.
my top score that I was at this point. So if I get the wormhole again,
Very much so.
I
Your
might be able to beat
gullibility
this.
level astounds
I might be
even
able to
me.
beat my top score.
Delta Quadrant is waiting. Let's
And as I said, I promise that the one I quit was not a rage quit. I promise.
I'm especially fond of the USS Voyager crew, and it's not
Oh,
just
no.
because of dear
Oh,
Madame
no,
Janeway.
Voyager.
I admire
Oh,
them
no.
all. Heck, if I were the captain, I'd take a red pen to the Prime Directive and get everyone home ASAP. But I suppose that's the fun of being omnipotent. Anyway, I'll display a picture from the ship's log, and you determine what's happening. Some of it is downright twisted. Let's start.
Okay.
For 1,000 points.
Which off-malign food staple did Neelix introduce to the crew during this foraging mission? A. Tarkelian broccoli. B. Trabe curry.
I think it's Leola root.
Hallelujah.
Nice.
The
Okay, that
answer is indeed
sounded familiar. That's why I
B.
remember.
Leola root.
Or that's why I knew. Okay.
For 1,000 points.
Here we go.
What did Janeway offer the Sikaris in exchange for their transporter technology? A. Replicator technology. B. Warp technology.
I want to say it was all
C.
that literature, right? Because they like
Let's hear it for blind.
they love knowledge or something. Like there was some sort of weird thing that they did. They liked stories. It was the stories that they liked, right? Like yeah, like I think I remember that.
The phenomenon which caused the birth of Tuvix is known as
Some sort of
parturition. B. Symbiogenesis. C. Mitosis. D. Chronosynthesis.
Okay, let's go with symbiogenesis.
I'm nearly impressed.
Hey, we
The
are
answer is indeed
going places here.
B. Symbiogenesis.
All right, we're doing
For
great with
1,000
Voyager stuff. All
points.
right.
On the Doctor's first away mission to a Garen mining colony, E. A. Inadvertently brings a virus back to Voyager. B. Discovers a cure for the phage. C. Treats an unpopular...
There's no way he cures the phage, does he?
is kidnapped by Kazon. D.
C.
if you had another neuron.
No, I got that wrong. Does he
have a
find a cure for the phage? No, he
The
brings a
answer
virus.
is
How? He's a hologram.
A. Inadvertently brings a virus
Hey,
back to
I'm
Voyager.
no fancy TV writer.
Well, at least
I think
someone
I
has
did
been
it. I think I
studying the
got
history banks.
second
Still
place
not
with
quite
this
up to
one.
the standards of the continuum,
I
but
think I may have done it.
keep it up.
I did. I got second
Player
place.
one. You have
Finally.
a high score.
Jeez. All right. Okay, let me review a few of the things that I may have ranted at earlier with a no microphone. And it looks like there's a microphone. I'm looking at my OBS screen. I see a microphone getting input. That's great. What I was saying about the episode The Royale was that it harkened back to a lot of Twilight Zone style science fiction where things were just a little bit off, a little bit creepy, and that's what made it so interesting to me. I had a whole great diatribe on that. I'm really sorry that the mic wasn't on, but you stream and you learn. This is only my fourth maybe live stream, second on YouTube, and the first one was not even a gaming one. So I'm gonna say that I'm still new at this, and I've got a whole new setup here, new camera, new lights, new everything that's new. So I'll give myself a break on that. Okay. Second thing is, when I was streaming on Twitch, which I might still do, but I haven't decided if I'm going to or not. The problem with Twitch that I've seen is that a lot of like weird bots come in, and it doesn't really. You think maybe people are watching or they're engaging in the chat, but it's all really scammy. I don't think I've ever had a single real viewer on my Twitch stream, which sounds really sad, but it's not actually that. I don't know. I'm only doing it for fun. I don't do this because I think I'm going to make a living at it or anything. This is just, it's fun for me. I like talking. I like the sound of my own voice, and I like expressing ideas that I have about certain things, certain games, certain shows, certain pop culture out loud. And if somebody ever happens to see it, then that's a great bonus. But most of the time, nobody's gonna see it, and I'm fine with that. I only do this I do it because it's fun for me. I don't do it because I think that some audience is gonna get a great show out of it or whatever. Like, I'm not under any delusions in that respect. Like, I do this because it's fun for me. I like the technology of it. I like being able to do it. I think that's a one thing that like tech people understand is like, can we do it? Can we? So right now, I'm playing an old Windows XP game on a 2010 iMac, streaming on from a mini PC that I got for free from Amazon, and the webcam I'm using is an iPhone 7. So if that's not cobbling together some sort of like ghetto ass streaming setup, I don't know what is. So the reason that I'm doing this is because I wanted to see if I could actually get it to work. So the other reason is that just because I find it fun. I like talking about things, and if anyone happens upon it and maybe spends 45 seconds watching the stream and sees the Star Trek the game show, and they think, oh, that was a really cool, I remember that from when I was growing up, or oh, I remember watching my older brother play that, or whatever, then that brings me happiness. That brings me joy. I'm about remembering good things. I'm about remembering nostalgia. That's what my whole channel's about. If you stumble upon this stream and you watch some of the other videos on my channel, it's just about fondly remembering things that we fondly remember from our growing up times. Finally, I like it because I enjoy exploring old stuff. So I'm gonna old and obscure things. I got a couple of other ones that I'm gonna do more streaming on, and I'm just gonna flip through real quick. Right. Okay. So the first is this CD ROM here. You may recognize this if you follow me on TikTok, which you should. Go check me out on TikTok at Proclaim. This is the Walt Disney World Explorer, and this was like a really interesting CD ROM. Why don't I just move this? Let me just move that. There we go. This was a really interesting CD ROM that came out, I think, in 97, 98. It's copyright 98, so it came out in 98, I guess. Which for people like me who are Disney Parks fans was a big deal at the time. There were no vloggers. There were no finding interactive or interesting facts about Disney Parks attractions and history and lore and mythology was rare. You didn't see a lot of it, so this was a great resource for us. So I did 2 streams on Twitch about a month ago or so. And I did the Magic Kingdom parks, and I did the Epcot parks and resorts. So I'm going to do probably MGM and maybe Animal Kingdom, because it looks like there is a little bit of Animal Kingdom on the CD-ROM that you can see. But I might start over. I might just start at the Magic Kingdom again and go through it all again, just because I didn't do it on YouTube. I only did it on Twitch, and Twitch is a flaky platform. As I said, I've had some gripes with Twitch in the past. Just because of the amount of scam and the amount of non kind of actual viewers. So I might not stream on Twitch anymore, unless I'm doing CSGO or something like, but just total, whatever. I'll stream that. And the other thing that I'm going to stream is this at some point. This is a very rare CD-ROM. I had to buy this on eBay. I don't know how many years ago, 15, 20 years ago. It's from a show called Duckman. It's the CD-ROM game. It's just one of those point-and-click games, which I think were very difficult to play, but not it takes a special skill to learn them. So I've never played it all the way through. I've watched a couple walkthroughs on YouTube, but I want to stream it just to see if I can actually do it. And just to remember Duckman. Duckman's a great series. It was a great animated series that I watch. I still watch all the time. In fact, I watched a couple episodes literally yesterday, and I'll probably watch some episodes tonight before I go to bed. Just because it's it's a good show. Well ahead of its time. Yeah, I believe most of the episodes are probably on YouTube. If not, you can find them. You can find the DVDs. They're easy enough to track down. But I'm going to stream that too. Why? Who gives a shit? Nobody's watching. Nobody will ever watch your stream. Some people might. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Some people might watch my stream. I do it because I like it. I do it because I like it. I do it because it's fun for me. And if it brings a little tiny morsel of joy to somebody who maybe catches the stream for 20, 30 seconds and goes, oh, I remember that. I remember that was fun. Or like, oh, that guy's an idiot. He doesn't even know who Anabram Tain is. You know, if I'm answering the Star Trek questions wrong, I don't know. If it brings you a tiny bit of joy, then I enjoy doing it. And you know what? The thing is, like, I'd be doing this anyway. I'd be just playing these stupid old video games anyway. I might as well be streaming it while I do it. Why not? Gives me, you know, an outlet for someone to just talk about things, talk about what goes on in my mind. And why not? Why not? I find it fun. So if you're curious to see some of the Walt Disney World Explorer, maybe we'll do another round of Star Trek the Game Show. That was a pretty fun one. I liked it. Gave me a lot of sparks to talk about things. Like I wish the fucking mic had been on the whole time. I'll remember that for next time. Keep the mic on. But yeah, give me a lot of things to talk about. I like the live stream talking. I like it. I will do Duckman, the point and click game, and I will do more Disney World Explorer. That's something I know a lot about. I enjoy talking about that CD ROM. It's a very interesting and obscure piece of Disney history that I don't think a lot of people are aware of, so I like to bring it to the forefront whenever I can. But in the meantime, subscribe to my channel if you want. If you don't, that's fine too. Stop by the next time I do a live stream. That'd be great. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. This has been a fun way to spend an evening. And I look forward to doing it again. It's always fun for me when I get a chance to stream. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.